And on that note, we cue the music.
Matt, Matt, Matt. Matt, Matt, Matt. Matt, Matt, Matt. Matt, Matt, meow.
It's Sunday, Super Sunday, fun day. How's everybody doing? I'm back, baby. Thanks for being here. And we're going to have a freaking awesome time tonight. You might see some new stuff. You might learn a thing or two. Maybe not. Actually, you might know this stuff. Larry is first and says, if you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake. That's right. Absolutely. Thanks for being first. Have you ever wondered what the bastard child of an Iron Grenadiers Razorback and a Mean Dog would look like? Probably going to see that tonight. So we're going to take a look at a bunch of unproduced GI Joe toys, mostly vehicles. There's some figures in there too. Before we get started, though, I have to thank Dan Klingensmith Jr., the author of Creating GI Joe book series, because he allowed me to use a lot of these images. And I did it old school. I just took pictures of the books. But thank you, Dan, for allowing me to use these images. And if you guys haven't gotten into creating GI Joe, all the links are in the description. Go check out Dan's stuff, because he does a lot of tireless work to bring us these vehicles and figures and things like that. And a lot of this stuff, you're not going to find them on Forgotten Figures on the website. This is just items that Dan happened to dig up. Speaking of digging people up, hi.
What the hell does that mean? Speaking of digging people up, you old fool. Man, when we go live, I'm going to tell everybody. Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Wait a minute.
Hey, let's try this again. Okay, we'll just edit this part out. Hold on 1 sec. I'm going to bring in the Obi-Wan Kenobi to my Anakin Skywalker, Mr. J. Bartlett.
How's that? Guys, how are you? Thanks for having me. And you say unproduced. I have all of these dollies in my secret dolly chamber.
You probably do.
Downstairs.
Downstairs in the dolly chamber.
Hey, was that clip from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Hell yeah.
How embarrassing that was. I'm just kidding.
I love that movie.
Hey, look at all these wonderful people in the chat. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Come on
how was your day, Jay?
Oh, it was great. Did another awesome day of work, hanging out with everybody, talking video games, playing some video games. It was a wonderful day. How about you, my friend?
It was a pretty good day.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good day. The weather was really nice here. I sat outside on the back porch with my new doggo.
That's great.
We just played fetch a bunch, got some sun, drank some coffee. It was good. It was a good day.
That's all you need, man. That's all you need. That's awesome.
That's all I needed. I think we're missing somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Mar-a-Lago, Florida, the 45th president of these United States of America.
Hello.
Hey, Daredevil.
My reading. Hope you don't mind. How are we this evening?
I love how the book was upside down.
Yeah.
Give me that, Daredevil.
You can't have it. That's mine.
Give it.
No.
Give it.
What is it?
Get a piece.
I don't know, it's Daredevil, and I have to have it because I'm Daredevil guy.
Mr.
Prove it.
Embargo 97 is asking, "How's the puppy, Chad?" She's good. She's actually really good. Thank you. She doesn't do well with the Joe room, not because of the dollies and the shelfies, but something about the concrete floor in here really makes her think it's okay to urinate on the floor.
Yeah.
If I visit, that will also be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just walk in and immediately just
Yeah, I'm a barn guy.
Male or female?
she's
I'm a male.
Female. Okay, so you got the squatting, which is fine. It's when I have two males and the leg lift. Let me tell you, accidentally, I can't tell you how many like standees, posters, bottom of shelfies got ruined because the leg lift. You don't want the leg lift.
Yeah. Just Jeff says concrete floor, let it flow. But it's on the concrete. It's not that bad, but she's 15 weeks old. So it kind of is what it is, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
You will break her.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys got anything new and exciting going on? Anything? What's up?
Anything new and exciting? Well, I think Mikey's sending me a sweet Daredevil graphic novel, so that'd be pretty cool.
I don't think that's correct.
I don't know what you said. Actually, I'm gonna send Mikey a message after because I got a real custom idea that I want to see if he can help me with it. We all know that Mikey and Chad are the two best in the game, so
Well,
I'm gonna send
I
Mikey a
can't-
little idea I might have for a little dolly that I want created. If that's okay, if you don't mind,
Do it.
you got it. Deal.
Do it, Doug.
Deal.
Do it, Doug. I don't have do it, Doug. That's a J thing. Mython the Python says Mikey is the bestest president ever.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and then Ken's Toy says, "I just entered the chat. Y'all are pissing on the floor." No, we're not.
No.
My new dog, Nico Tronus, who happens to be a border collie. She's the one who likes to pee on the floor in my Joe room.
Mm.
It's all good. So she's not out here.
She'll get
Anywho.
used to it. She'll get used to it.
Yeah, she'll get used to it. So we decided that we were going to do a little stream talking about some unproduced Joe stuff that, Dan puts in every issue of Creating GI Joe. Pulled just a mishmash of them. Only 8 because I wanted us to be able to talk about it. Yeah. This is the first one. It's the Cobra Maniac. Everybody in the chat, of course, we love the interaction. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Would you like to see these vehicles? Do you think they're great? Do you think they're suck? Border Collies are smart dogs. Yeah, she's actually very, very smart.
Okay. Unproduced as in through the entire history of GI Joe or through a specific era?
Never created.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's one specific slide that we're going to get to. It's a sub team, and then when we get there, we'll kind of discuss it because Mikey got some more information about that sub team. Was it unproduced? Was it not? That one might be kind of split in hairs, but the rest of them are. Shane is asking, was that going to be an RC car? No, it wasn't going to be RC, but you can see from the profile that it is heavily based around the RC Crossfire, but it was not going to be remote controlled. No. So the text on this says, oh, somebody's singing here. Designed as a direct competitor to the GI Joe Vamp, Wayne came up with the Cobra Maniac concept, originally planned to be released in 1984.
Wow.
Pretty rad, right? Management decided to go with the existing chassis mold for the Vamp, and that became the Stinger.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
This new Jeep to combat the Vamp became the Cobra Stinger, right? Which we kind of already know. But yeah, the Maniac, which is the mobile armed night interceptor A class.
So it kind of looks to me, the wheels look like it's part of the stun. I don't know if that's just the side profile. They look like they have stun wheels. If this thing went against the Vamp, let me tell you that it would destroy the Vamp every single time.
Oh yeah,
This looks 20 times faster, more aerodynamic, and it looks to me Megaforce / Road Warrior ish.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I could see that. Ken's Toy says it looks like a Transformer. But it was supposed to have steerable wheels, fully independent suspension, so kind of like an Striker, removable front storage lid, removable rear engine cover, removable V8 engine, kind of rad. Right?
Yeah.
So you could have pulled the actual motor out of it. Adjustable rear wing, lateral covered steering vanes. Some of this text on the top left in that scribble writing, it's kind of hard to see.
I can't even really make out any of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm reading most of it.
Yeah,
Removable rear roof panel. And this one's a scan. This isn't a picture that I took with my phone, so this one's kind of hard to read. Yeah. Turbo vane wheels.
I was just gonna say that the Transformer comment earlier, it looks it's same color scheme as Mirage. Like definitely, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Embargo saying based off the Rumbler. No. Gerard says that's a very great acronym. It's actually better than some that you would get like the Shark, etc. Yeah. Yeah, Viper Scout says it's more like an Striker rival. I would agree.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Very Dune buggy-ish.
Yeah,
Mikey, what are your thoughts on this thing?
I dig this thing. This thing looks very cool.
Land Pirate.
It's got like buggy features, but it's also like a Formula One design dirt track car. Like I don't know, this thing looks pretty rad. I'm into it for sure.
Yeah.
It says it was supposed to be a competitor for the Vamp. So was this created in like 84?
It was created in 83, designed for the 84 line. It was supposed to be released in 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would assume it would be before Cobra had a 2-seat carrier or whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, this thing is sick. I like this very much.
Imagine the pilot or the driver, what he would look like that would go with this thing. That's what I want to see. Like
and it doesn't say anything in here about a specified vehicle driver. So it may have been something a little more akin to the the smaller price point stuff that didn't have drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No mention about a driver in here at all. But anyway, yeah, the Cobra Maniac, it's got some pretty rad armaments to it. I like the fact that it had the, fully functioning suspension, the removable engine. I agree with a lot of people in the chat where it's a lot of Striker features to it. Yeah, that's.
Let me ask you guys this, and the chat as well. Would you guys have rather have seen this or the Stinger that we got?
This.
There's a question. This, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. As much as I love the Stinger, this is something completely new and different.
Right. I like the Stinger, and I understand reuse. Toy companies have been doing it forever. But I in the grand scheme of my GI Joe headcanon world, I don't like the using each other's stuff. And that's just me. It's a personal opinion, but I'd have rather had the Maniac than the Stinger.
Unless we're talking about Python Patrol Tiger Force, right? Because that makes sense how they stole
it. It makes sense, but I don't own much of those.
Right.
And the Tiger Rat that I do have, I just put Cobra Air Cavalry stickers on it and called it good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how I roll. But
that's tough because I wouldn't want to lose the driver that we got because I really love the gray Cobra. So if that meant we lost him, I don't know what I would choose, to be honest. But I can only imagine how great the driver would be that came with this one.
Yeah, no,
it would have been killer, man, for sure.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay,
maybe it would have been a gray his tank driver because the armor would make a little more sense in something like this where you're a little more exposed.
Because you're exposed, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
driver could be cool.
that'd be pretty sweet. I dig that.
What if
Yeah.
you could have got the Maniac Jay with the Stinger driver?
Yeah,
Like that
it
was
would
just going to be the driver regardless.
Yeah.
do
Or the
this
other. It's just
Stinger driver in a little bit different blue, like maybe a Cobra Commander blue, or maybe even darker blue would have been nice too. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I'd probably go for this because I'm with you to some degree, Chad, where I don't like Cobra vehicles being Joe's and vice versa.
Yeah.
The only time that ever really makes sense is the Dreadnought stuff.
Look at this comment. I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Yeah. Why
All
not?
right.
Oh, sure. Do it, Doug. You know, I have a spare RC Crossfire that doesn't work that I was really considering making into this vehicle.
Do it.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that for a little while.
It looks really RC. So with your talents, I'm sure it's not going to be too difficult to. Do you know what I mean? It looks like an RC car already from the side.
Yeah,
and
it really does.
the thing about the Crossfire and the Vamp, the Crossfire has a longer wheelbase than I'm sorry, not the Vamp, the Ostriker. So the Crossfire has a longer wheelbase than an Ostriker because I actually looked at taking the body off the Ostriker's rolling chassis and putting the Crossfire body on top of that rolling
Right.
chassis. So it would have the suspension and the whole 9 yards and just, you know, paint it blue and G it up. But yeah, it hangs off. It doesn't sit right with the wheel wells.
You could lengthen the chassis though. That's not a huge ordeal.
Yeah, I could, but I don't know, whatever. Yeah, see, even Dargoon says looks like a modified Crossfire. Designed in 1983, though, so it had nothing to do with any of that RC stuff that Kirk Bazigian and those guys went to Japan to work out the Crossfire with.
But we'll see that with a lot of this stuff that they obviously revisited old designs as they went through the line and be like, okay, let's you pick this idea from here and do it again. Like you obviously see a little bit of the Ostriker in here, especially with that side profile, how the nose is further down. It looks very much Ostriker.
Mhm.
The Ostriker, you can remove the engine cap. You can't take out the block, but yeah,
Right.
you can definitely see where they reused bits and pieces of this design further down the road. And
Well, yeah,
especially
and then
with the
even
RC car.
even when they came up with the MCC, the Mobile Command Center later, it had that engine that had been removed from a vehicle, right, on the little engine hoist that you can make use of. So you see this in all the lines. You saw it in Star Wars too, where they would come up with a concept for like 79, 80, and they were like, we'll revisit that in like 82, 83.
Sure.
Yojo Jerk says Maniac looks more masked than GI Joe. Yeah, we were kind of
I
all
can see
talking
that,
about
yeah.
maskish
Yeah, I can see that.
Transformer kind of vibe. Jerk, I don't know if you saw it on Friday night, man. I gave you a big shout out for your gift box, and the goat is now living right here on the shelf. So beating up my Cobra eel. Yeah. So thanks for being here, buddy. GeForce Racing, applicable name for speaking about this vehicle, says a snub nose Megaforce buggy. Yeah, I could see it to a degree. It does kind of have a Mega Destroyer sort of profile. What do you guys think about this? Rob Vegas says it would be cool if it was a 2-seater so the driver can bring along one of his mates.
I don't
Yeah,
see
I mean-
this as a 2-seater myself. I see this as a single pilot vessel to seek and destroy. No passengers, no prisoners. That's the way I see it. So
Yeah, that picture on the right, the in motion drawing, that definitely has a lot of the characteristics of a Formula car, where your center cockpit and the fuselage bends around you. Like, I don't know if these are like supposed to be like kamikazes. Like maybe you're not supposed to come back, because it looks like this would probably be a pretty inexpensive vehicle to make.
I don't
You
know.
know?
It's got
I don't know. It's rad. I love it.
one thing that it doesn't have running boards, so you're not going to have foot pegs and anybody hanging on the side.
Nope.
And you know, at least from these artist renderings, you see there's that engine cage in the back. So again, that adds to that RC kind of rally sort of vehicle.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any kind of spot in the back for somebody to be hanging out, manning any of these weapons. And you're not going to manually fire that big smoothbore main weapon on the top of it anyway. But
I certainly wouldn't want to be hanging on the back of this thing. I like Dale. Dale said this looks like a cop's vehicle too.
oh, I was looking at this one from Dale. I can see Motor Viper being the driver. Hold on, cruising down. Mikey, if you see it, you can throw it up.
It's near the bottom ish. Mid
Oh, right
bottom.
there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Vehicle for cops in Crooks Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Why not? Sounds good.
Sure.
Cutthroat's here. What's up? Chris says, I dig it. I love the missile rack on the back of the vehicle. Dargoon says this would have been a bestseller if they would have made it black and blue with red missiles. I mean, they would have made it at all, but again, like a lot of the concept designs that we're going to look at, they don't really even get into the color study part of it. And another thing that I didn't really notice until I looked at this image probably 50 times. Do you see the pipes coming out of the side of the vehicle?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. That's definitely like a hog. You know what? You know what I was just thinking now that I'm looking at this? If Hasbro really wanted to woo us, and they wanted to attempt to bring back 3.75-inch scale, here you go. You're making this stuff for us anyway. Why don't you produce these that were never made? How friggin' like the toy community would catch on fire with excitement if they said, hey, we're gonna make all these vehicles and some characters that we never did before. Here you go. Wouldn't that be great?
I mean, that would be the platform to do it, because you don't have anybody that's like, I already have one.
No.
Like, you're not going to have Chad where he was like, I already have 30 Strikers. I really don't need another one. Nobody has this. Like,
put a little bit of work into it and produce these. Make the Maniac call it whatever you want, paint it whatever you want. But I think
Klingensmith, he already did all the freaking legwork. There's everything you need on all of these, just like boop.
Yeah.
I do have the 1991 train. I do have that. So that's why it's not going to be making an appearance. Huh?
So that's flipping sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of sweet, look who's here.
hello.
Zazel from down under. Look, our warrior t-shirt. Oh yeah. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Yeah. This is a pretty freaking rad vehicle, man. Yeah, see? Dargoon, that's a great idea, Jay.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thank you.
It would be. Matt Rubin. So would the Maniacs have replaced the Hiss? I mean, the Hiss is supposed to be a high-speed Sentry, right? This looks like it could drive circles around one of those. I don't know about a replacement because the Stinger didn't replace the Vamp. Or sorry, having a day. The Cobra Stinger didn't replace the Hiss. It just kind of added to their motor pool. It was so early in the line, you know, designed in 83 for the 84 line.
Would you say the Stun replaced the Hiss? I don't personally think so, but I mean,
would not think so.
According to Sunbow,
yeah,
because they had to sell toys.
Sure.
Right.
In the pantheon of playtime, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. And then even in my collection, you know, if that's the microcosm that I go off of, I have 3 stuns, 4 stuns. So, man,
that's a lot of stuns.
That's 3
compared to my Hiss tank collection. No,
that's a lot of stuns.
You think so?
I love it. No, I love it. Dude, there's nothing more impressive than army building vehicles. Oh my god, like it's so great. I don't care what a sea of whatever except sharks. Do you know what I mean? A sea of whatever looks pretty impressive.
I would be pretty impressed with a sea of sharks as well. I mean,
I have more sharks than stuns. I think I have
just 5 the acquisition of a sea of sharks would be enough to impress.
I will call the police if that's the case.
You better call
Is 5 too many?
Call them.
Jay, that's a school of sharks.
Is 5?
Is 5 an army?
Are 5 sharks too many sharks?
No.
Okay.
But if Deep 6 has to be in all of them, yes. 1 Deep 6 and that's it.
I do have a couple of those hanging around. James Lucas says, ask Carson to make it. Carson's not doing.
He may be a little busy as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little busy. Has anyone said Megaforce yet? Asks Zazel. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Several times actually. Yep. Yep. Was it stated that the Stinger was faster than a hiss? I don't.
I would say by the look of it, it looks quicker to me, but I don't know if it ever was. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it would have to be lighter, but I don't know what kind of what are the horsepower and torque specs. I'd have to see it.
They're like, all the glass armor that we have to protect the driver. Yeah, we'll take all that off. We don't need that armor.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Media Clash says Transformers GI Joe crossover decoed as barricade or drag strip. Yeah.
If they HasLabbed it, it could come with lots of decals.
Yeah. Dargoon sends a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Dargoon.
Hey,
Says Cobra Chad, which Mython, what was it? Cobra Heavy Arms driver or something. Yeah. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the super chat.
You make the vehicle, I'll make the driver. $400.
There's a Quinn quote for you from Jaws.
I like that.
Lifeless eyes.
Doll's eyes.
Like a doll's eyes.
I like it.
And then Suka says, executive meeting in 83. The Stinger is faster than the hiss. Other executive, actually.
Yeah.
No, the other executive would be like, well, which one's going to make more money? Actually, that's all we care about. Produce that one.
And if you think about it in those terms, obviously the Stinger, because they had the mold.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and the pilot too. It's like,
yeah, that's true. They had the mold for the driver. They had all the molds. Yeah. Snot Lips says, Chad Hyper Assault Dad.
What a great name, by the way. Snot Lips. I love it. So good.
Commander Curbstomp, including the OGs and a few Black Blue 25th versions, I have over 20 Trouble Bubbles.
That's
a lot of trouble.
Now, if they only, if Super 7 only had the mothership funded and it looked slightly better, like you could have like a diorama with all the Trouble Bubbles around it. Oh my God, that would be so sick.
Yeah. That's awesome, Curbstomp. 20 Cobra flight pods. That's what I'm talking about, man. Way to go.
Impressive.
Proud of you.
Most impressive.
Most impressive. Mo says, do you think Super 7 would ever make these unproduced vehicles if Hasbro doesn't? That's a good conversation piece. Did you just say no?
Cool, yeah, I don't think they would.
No. I 100%
It would be really awesome if they would, but no, I do not in any degree believe that they would do that.
I'm telling you right now, man, gentleman's bet $1 Super 7 is making the Cobra Aspid. I will gentleman's bet you $1 crisp dollar bill.
I bet you they do it. Look at all the amazing figures that they made that we never got. They're fans of GI Joe. We might not like the way the reaction figures are built.
Yeah.
But the characters that they've come up with, they're definitely fans and they're thinking outside the box. I would think that they would do it.
I think they're fans of the cartoon. I've seen not much evidence that they're fans of lore outside of Sunbow.
Well, they're fans of the cartoon. It's more unsafe than Hasbro is,
That's true.
Ooh, sick burn.
They're just like Idiocracy. They're just like, I like money.
I like putting Gatorade on my plants. But that being said, Super 7's left and right limits are animation, comics, cartoons. I don't really think this applies. So I don't know if that's a gray area. I like the idea that, it's been in the news a lot about Hasbro, and for some reason, all the mainstream like Disney type YouTubers have been really picking it up lately, like your Drunk 3POs, your Overlord DVDs, and Clownfish, and all of them. Midnight's Edge have been picking up on Hasbro's woes because of their association with Disney through Marvel and Star Wars properties. But if Hasbro's that hurting, this is the kind of stuff that's going to like really reignite a lot of people. I definitely feel that coming out with some of this stuff it's not going to hurt them. It's not like making a whole line of figures for the Eternals.
It's too it's too good of an idea. And I'm not a Hasbro hater, but I just think there's too much engineering that's going to have to go into this, and they're not going to put the dollars into that. Unfortunately,
I don't even think they're going to do the research into finding unproduced stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
this stuff only exists. We only know about this because it's in Dan's books. There's not like there's a Hasbro record room where they're like, well, what have we never done that we could have done? They don't care at all. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about this worked, so we'll do this again.
Yeah.
I mean, or we have a contract that says we have to do this. Those are the two options.
Kent's here and says, hello, everybody. Can't stay, but hope everyone has a great chat and a good night.
Hey,
You
Kent.
as well, Kent. And World Made of Cardboard's here. What's
Stopping
up,
by.
dude?
All right.
Hello.
I,
You know what I think and I'm curious
yeah.
about, since this stuff was never produced, is there any kind of license on it? I mean, couldn't anybody do this? There's not a trademark on ideas. It's not patented.
What I do know is that when Dan got a lot of these images, this is when he was like in Zoom calls with designers from the Real American Hero days, and they were like, "Oh, they're digging through their own stashes." And
Yeah,
they're
it
like,
was in their
"Here's
own
this.
stuff. Yeah.
Like, I'll send you scans of this stuff."
Yeah.
Right.
Hasbro
Like
doesn't even
Rudat
have
Color
this.
Studies. Yeah, they don't have any of that crap.
Nope.
They weren't interested in keeping it in the 80s. They're damn sure they don't care about acquiring it now.
Yeah.
Purge.
Yeah.
Well,
Matt Rubin,
hang on. I just want to say to Mikey's comment there, they were about making children's toys, and that's it. They did not see that this would happen. There's no way anyone at
No.
Hasbro saw that, in 40 years, these kids are now going to be adults and they're going to want all this stuff. They're just like, let's make our year, throw it out. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock Hasbro for that.
no.
No, I'm not knocking them either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that wasn't on the radar. They didn't care about that because
Yeah.
Because of
throwaway
that,
idea.
they were like, "Well, what are we going to produce so kids have toys and we have money?" Yeah, it was,
Right.
it was
Why
a
would you hang
mutually
on to
beneficial
this?
arrangement then.
yeah.
Matt Rubin says Super 7 charged $200 for a Silverhawks vehicle that would have been about the same size as this. I don't think that would go over well with O-ring collectors. Agreed. Hence the mothership.
Yeah, I mean, you just wait until the O-rings come out, the price. I think everyone's going to be shocked at how expensive they are. They have to be.
They're $20.
So that's 30 Canadian. That's just, I'm just saying, for me, I think that's a little much.
Yeah.
It's a little much, but it is what it is.
Aaron Nichols. I think they could someday, as they are seeing kids of the 80s are now their target customers of some of their toys.
Oh, they certainly could. Yes.
I would argue that they engineered 80s kids as their primary customers because we have the disposable income. Blue Serendipity, what's up? Samantha's here and says, I'm here, but I have nothing worthwhile to add to the conversation. But at least you're here. That's what counts.
Your presence is enough.
Yeah. And then, like you were saying, Jay, Dargoon says GI Joe was supposed to last 5 years max.
Right.
And that's the general lifespan of a toy line if it's successful, right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Are we good on the Cobra Maniac? You guys want to move on?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Maniac.
Do it, Doug. Do it, Doug.
Oh
Stealth
my
fighter.
God, it's Snake Eyes again.
It's not Snake.
Snake Eyes with a bush on them. Big whoop.
Jungle
I'm just
Viper
kidding.
Snake Eyes.
Hey, kids. You want bushy snake eyes?
Let me tell you something, Sugar Bush. You're not hiding from anybody with that thing on you.
Hey, you'd blend right in the 70s. You'd blend right in.
Oh.
All right. So the large image that you're seeing is the final presentation design done in watercolors. And
Nice.
this figure, Stealth Fighter, obviously never released, designed by Mark Pennington. And I'll read it just to read it. Designed by Mark and originally slotted to be part of the 87 assortment was Stealth Fighter. The inspiration for the character was from an image of a sniper in a ghillie suit. Shocked and amazed, right?
Right.
The challenge in producing this figure was determining how to drape burlap over the figure since it was to be placed over his head, his back, as well as his boots. When talking to Mark regarding the character, he stated that he would have changed the M16 rifle to a sniper rifle and would have liked to create another character who would have teamed up with Stealth Fighter as the spotter, which generally sniper teams were sniper spotter.
Right.
Now they're a little bit different with the semi-automatic sniper system rifle, but yeah. So this is Stealth
That
Fighter.
character's name would have been Bushmaster. Done.
Well, that's already a trademarked.
That's not legitimate. I just made that up.
That's a Marvel character, so I'm just saying it is Bushmaster. Luke Cage. Anyone? Yeah, I dig this. That artwork that on the left, oh my god, that's so great. See that the eyes, right? Look at the eyes.
Yeah,
So
Aaron,
awesome.
this was an O-ring figure. It was for the 87 line. So he would have been shooting Big Boa in the face.
No, that never would have happened, but this guy is definitely cool.
That was when he still wore his helmet all the time.
Boa, listen, you nice people. Big Boa was to train Cobras in the Cobra headquarters. It wasn't on the field punching people in the bag, the Joe bag.
He was training them on BDSM. That's what he was training them on.
Oh, okay.
That's Crocmaster.
It's all about pain tolerance.
Guys, play Lowlight's theme again.
Here we go. Look at this. I thought it was the Pube Viper. Mikey likes at a bush.
I like it a bush.
Someone needs manscaping.
Oh my god.
Kato, what's up, brother?
Just a little off the top, but leave the sideburns.
If you guys are so inclined and you want to double duty it, Kato's going live here in about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Kato, my little yellow friend.
You can double duty. Don't leave, but double duty it. World Made of Cardboard says that image with the explosion behind on the figure, awesome. Yeah.
I definitely agree with giving him a sniper rifle instead, for sure.
Yeah. I gotta say that watercolor final presentation is pretty freaking awesome. And then Pericles says, "Oh, we're such children."
Yes. All true.
I mean, I would hope children aren't talking about that much bush, but
I was joking with the ma'am on the phone earlier today, and she had said something, and I kind of let it go, and I was like, in my head, I was just like laughing my ass off because I'm like a perpetual 14-year-old. There you go. Bear 11 Charlie says this guy needs to fight Cocaine Bear
next to Shockwave. Yeah, 100%.
And just for the record, Kato's taking a double duty right now.
Oh,
well done. It's all about the push.
Yep. Yeah. Dargoon says in 1985 the USS Flag was $110. In today's money, that's $315. Super 7 was asking $495 for a Cobra airship. Let that sink in. Yep.
It's Dargoon toy companies are greedy, and they know that their target audience, who is us, have money.
Yeah.
That's exactly why the toy prices are what they are. It's really kind of sad.
Agreed.
But yeah.
Yes.
So what's the so on the picture on the right? What are the bushes? Is that just like maybe extra accessories you would have came with, or the painted?
No, I think
it's just filling negative space.
Yeah, just.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this guy's
the bush.
He's awesome, man. Yeah. So 87 he would have been with Crazy Legs and Falcon. Yeah, he's great.
I might have to make a modern version of this. This seems pretty sick.
How would you do the ghillie suit?
Might be forced to acquire a Valaverse piece. But I think for the legs, I think you could probably get away with using the snow serpent stuff and just painting them and washing them as woodland instead of white Arctic.
That actually
makes
my
initial
sense.
thoughts.
Yep. Yeah. I like it.
This is good. I really wished they had made this one again. So here you go, Hasbro Super 7. Anybody who's watching this stream, here's a great idea for you too. And you can even make the package design have these original sketches on it and stuff like that, so that you know that it was an unproduced figure. I think we got an idea here. This is great. Like this could work.
Yeah.
This one looks like it made it pretty far down the line if it's got that full drawing on the left there. I mean, the right stuff's color studies. I mean, Rudot did 4 to 6 of those for every figure, but
Yep.
that one on the left, that's somebody put some serious time into that. That's a nice piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Garrett's asking, did they replace this with, pardon me, with Ambush later on? Unknown, but you know they do reuse a lot of ideas. So
Yeah,
even with the
idea
Maniac,
certainly
when we were
is.
talking about this vehicle, you can see there's a lot of concepts that were carried over to other things. And Aaron, Mr. Black Knight himself from Hella Dope is popping in. Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, buddy. And don't forget, Hella Dope Toys is on right after us at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Jesse from JLS, what is up, brother? Jesse did a really awesome video about a bunch of the unproduced stuff. Not really getting into Dan's ideas, but he did talk about the 91 train and things like that. But
Nice.
and then James Lucas is asking, didn't they eventually make one with a ghillie suit?
A couple times.
Yep. Yeah. Just Jeff said, I'd be down for a Star Brigade stealth fighter.
Bush in space.
Just put Star Brigade in front of anything, and it just makes it automatically more hilarious.
Star Brigade Cobra Maniac. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
That would
what
actually
is
be
it like?
cool.
Fast and Furious 9 or whatever. Which one did they go to space, Mikey?
God, I don't know. After
Don't lie, come on.
No,
you
no.
know.
There's so many I haven't seen. I think 5 was the one I stopped watching them, and then I heard 10 was so ridiculous. I watched it with friends, and I was like, "Yep, I have not missed anything I need to watch."
I
10
didn't watch it.
so
Somebody in the
bad.
chat's gonna go. Actually, they went into space in this one. Thank you. So
So bad. How did we get so bad?
see, I like this. Patrick Strauko's telling Jesse from JLS, I just watched your Sergeant Savage video this week. Very cool.
Sergeant Savage.
Yeah. There's a ton of unproduced stuff, and we'll keep doing stuff like this.
I mean, this is our second time going unproduced stuff.
And then just Jeff says, actually, it was in Fast and Furious 9 that they went into space. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
You look at now, everybody. Yeah, I knew it was a Pontiac Fiero. I did know.
Really,
that.
it was a Pontiac Fiero. Legendary.
Is that real? Come on.
Yeah, they did that in the movie. Yeah, because they
Oh.
had to like attack a satellite or something.
Just when you thought like Jason Voorhees in space was the epitome of craziness.
Was that Jason X, right?
Yeah.
No, Fast and Furious is like hold my beer.
Yeah, Aaron, they really went into space in Fast and Furious. Yeah, they did.
I didn't know it was a Fiero. That kind of makes me want to watch it. Technically, that was the first vehicle that was mine.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Stealth Fighter. Do you guys think that he would have been good for the 87 lineup?
I think he'd be good for any lineup. That's a cool looking character.
I see him as a 84, 85. I think 87 was a little more out there, but I'm with Mikey there. I would have taken him any year. I think he's great.
James Lucas says Jason was in the trunk of the Fiero.
Is that how he got to space? I can't even remember how Jason got to space in that ridiculous movie.
I don't remember either.
There is
I just
no
remember
way.
he
There's
had a
no
bunch of,
space
like,
in that trunk.
metallic parts on. Yeah.
Well, he got blowed up good, and then they like put him back together, and like the computer like melted with him, and then he had like a steel mask.
Good lord.
Oh, pure gold.
Viper Scout. Fast and Furious should have crossed over with Jurassic Park.
I would watch that. I would watch that crossover.
Everything is so ruined now. Like, let's do it. Who cares at this point?
Yeah, whatever.
What do you got to lose? Do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looking at a couple of these color studies, I kind of like the one on the far end with the little bushy. I don't like the very woodland camo BDU blouse. But that's just me.
That seems like in the far right one they've muted the colors a little bit. Like that looks very Pacific theater camo. Like that looks very very old school.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Mikey. In your best movie trailer voice, say this.
Fast and Furious 16, Jurassic Space Ninja.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, so that's Stealth Fighter. So designed in 86, was supposed to come out in 87, but didn't happen. Oh, wait, here. Dale with the actually, right off the bat, actually, they froze Jason, put him into space, and then they were able to make a Uber space Jason X.
What do you mean they froze Jason? They blew him up at the beginning of the movie. His little head popped off.
I have no idea.
In a world where cars and racing isn't enough,
In a world of family.
travel into space.
In a world
Wait,
of
no, wait a
family.
minute. No, wait a minute.
Crazy
That's wrong.
slashers.
I'm thinking of 9. That's the one where the snake Jason came out and it was just like different actors played Jason. The snake thing possessed different people. That was the one before 10.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
God,
ridiculous.
those sound terrible.
That's all ridiculous. Anyway, here we go. So now we're going to talk
Cobra
about
Wedgie.
Cobra Wedgie. Yep. Who said it? Suka. Cobra Wedgie. Mikey, you and I were talking backstage about this. And I actually kind of like this. It does kind of have an Attack Track kind of vibe to it.
Sure.
Yeah. You wanna start us off on the Cobra Wedgie, Michael?
The Cobra Wedgie. Yeah, I love the basket of pyrotechnics. This looks like it would be an absolute hit at a 4th of July show. A guy's knees are gonna be ruined, but you know they're disposable. The Cobra.
Yeah, pretty much.
Excuse me. Let's see. Title was given for several concepts that Guy Cassidy designed. Growing up on the New Jersey shore and love for boats, his inspiration for the vehicle's command bridge came from seeing yachts with a flying bridge designed for increased visibility under power. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Seems crazy.
Corrugated side lowered into position. That's cool. Giving the wedge an even wider stance. Several missiles per side. So it looks like it holds three guys.
Yeah.
And in the center looks like a removable vehicle. Do you see that? Do you see it that way?
I don't know if I
that
see
looks
it.
like it looks like it has, like, you're looking at the profile of a tiny buggy that could be removed from it.
Let me see. So it says this concept measured approximately 2 feet in length. Oh, the Cobra
There's no way
wedge,
some part of that was not removable.
it held a small scout recon vehicle that
Right.
deployed when required to survey GI Joe's position. The rear of the vehicle housed all the firepower with its missile launcher and manned turrets. So yes, that's a recon vehicle in the center of it.
Very cool.
That's pretty rad.
So four guys, one of them's able to scout. That's pretty sick. Dear Lord.
Dude, some of these comments are great. Look at this one. Mindbender after doing a rail off the Baroness. A vehicle with tank treads. And Cobra Law loves bugs. Slap some antennas on it. We got a meeting of the minds. Paint it copper.
Painted copper.
Jim Smith. It's all ridiculous as we sit here and talk about a toy line with carcass. Yeah.
Fair. Very, very fair.
And then Cutthroat says, so you're saying the top comes off to fly in air attacks? No, it has like...
No, it looks like the bottom of the snake in the very front flips down as a ramp, and the recon vehicle could come out.
Rolls
the front,
out,
looks
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
A pretty cool looking vehicle. I actually really dig this thing.
2 feet long.
That's awesome.
That's a large scale vehicle. So yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, you already read the part about the corrugated side panels that can be lowered into position.
That flip down. That's pretty cool.
All right, so you get 2 vehicles in one, 3 positions in the vehicle itself, completely tracked vehicle with a wheeled recon vehicle inside of it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about the Guy Cassidy's, the drawing at the top where you can see that the Cobra head and the neck are separated.
Yeah, and it looks
And
like
then
a
you see the
hinge is
hinge,
drawn at the bottom.
I
Yep.
can't really hover over the slideshow, but you can see the hinge in that drawing. Dude, this thing's pretty crazy.
I dig it. I dig it.
And James Lucas says the wedgie comes with skid mark version 2. I guess skid mark's a bad guy now.
Skid marks. He changed sides.
Yeah, he defected.
Cobra, hold door. Hold the door. Hold the door. Dale says, okay, this would work for Cobra. The wedgie looks like something Destro would make, like an old-fashioned catapult on it. Yeah. And then, like, I love this right here from Jesse. That's such a Cassaday design. Yeah. Jay, what are your thoughts on this vehicle, man?
Reminds me of the Havoc. So like the Cobra version of the Havoc. Just look at, there doesn't seem to be a lot of weapons on this thing. I see the back gun turret, and then there's the missiles.
Well, then the side, the corrugated parts that flip down, he said it had several missiles on both sides too.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely cool. This to me looks like, I don't know if it was said, this looks like a Destro vehicle for sure. Yeah, I dig it. I love the Coruscant Royal Guards that are gunning, using the gunning turrets.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. Like, so far, 3 for 3 on all these unproduced figures and vehicles. I think they're all like really, really great so far. Yeah, I dig it, man. I dig it.
I just look at this thing and my mind goes to like toyetic playability, things like that. So you've got that off the charts right off the bat. You got the flip down ramp in the front, the little recon vehicle that comes out, the corrugated sides that, you know, they can raise or lower or whatever, that missile launcher. But then I also look at it and I think, okay, so if they made this vehicle, what would be the commonly lost parts? And I'm looking like, oh, antennas, probably half those missiles, on and on. But
yeah,
this is just a fantastic design. I was really shocked when I first started reading about this that it was going to be that big. That's what she said. Aaron Nichols, what year was this supposed to be? It doesn't say, Aaron. Yeah, if it did, we would have read it, but it doesn't say when this was supposed to come out. But it was Guy Cassaday, so you know, kind of put that in your Rolodex of time frame. Yeah. Blue Serendipity, look, see, you have something to add. 2 feet when the ramp is deployed. Unknown. It just says that it was designed to be 2 feet in length.
This doesn't look like it would be assembled either. It looks like the box would have to be 2 feet long too. I mean, this thing would be a beast.
Yep.
Which would have been perfectly acceptable back in the 80s and 90s with Joe stuff,
Sure.
right? It would have fit right in. Yep.
I have a complete aisle dedicated to a toy line for sure. Fill that shelf space.
I kind of have to say that I agree with Gerard here. Super cool, but the rocket system spoils it. I think that massive drum of rockets is a little big. You know,
it's ridiculous. It totally takes away from the very streamlined design of the vehicle.
Yeah, the aesthetic of the vehicle is very right. It's wedge shaped. It's very streamlined, and then you have this massive
protuberance.
Yeah,
this holder with a bunch of crayons at the top of it.
And it probably wasn't in the 90s, so they probably weren't even spring loaded.
No,
you had to pull them out yourself. That's what she said.
Who does that? Yeah. Just Jeff. GI Joe has a good aircraft carrier. What the hell do we have? Destro? Give me a vehicle the length of a destroyer, slap some antennas and tank tracks on it. Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Dale says I would have the Havoc versus the Wedge and both small scout vehicles fighting each other. Yep. I mean, yeah.
Cobra's like, I can scout better than you can. And G.I. Joe's like, no way, I can scout better than you can. And they just keep scouting.
Scouting.
Can scout the best.
They just get lost scouting. They just die out there scouting.
Guys, the fight's this way. They're out scouting. Scouting the wrong way.
Yep. Exactly. Or they're just shit bagging it somewhere like under a tree doing nothing.
Oh yeah.
Dargoon
They're
says,
hanging out, having a beer together. They're like, "Isn't this fighting stupid?
Yeah.
We could just sit here and drink."
they're like, no, it's siesta time. We're good. Dargoon said, if this was released in 82 to 85, perfect armament. 86 to 94, yeah, the flicker tech missiles and yeah, the finger flicks. I'm not the biggest fan of those. Like on the hammer, it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
TJC, thanks, Terry. Says hit that like button, people. Yeah, the three of us would definitely appreciate it. And if you guys haven't checked out and subbed to Mikey and Jay, please do, because their links are in the description. Matt Rubin says this kind of looks like Destro designed a customized boot wedge for the Baroness, and it accidentally got put into the weapons device stack.
Aye.
I like this, aka story time. This may have given the Rolling Thunder a run for its money, especially at the size that this vehicle was supposed to be with a scout vehicle, because the Rolling Thunder has one as well. Yeah.
It just looked like
it
would ram everything, like and everything would just like fly over it. I like that about it. It looks great.
And it's very, very much a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if the top? What if they narrowed down that snake a little bit, and it was actually a Serpentor's chariot that just stuck in there, could deploy from there.
Dude, that would be cool.
Like a real leader instead of retreat.
Come on, Cobra Commander's way better than Serpentor.
Oh yeah,
he is. I agree.
Yeah. Viper Scout says flip the weapons. Big main battle gun and smaller side rockets. Again, if you're talking more Havoc style, right? The Havoc has missiles on the sides.
You've got the one pilot up on top. You just put two guns that go right beside him. That would be way better than this whiskey barrel of missiles.
This kind of would have been cool too if, for some reason, if you're looking at the side image, the direct center chair, for some reason I see like Globulus in it, and his tail coming down, and just have this maybe like a Cobra Law vehicle, because we didn't get any of that stuff. I don't know, just thinking something different, right? I know not a lot of people like Cobra Law, but
well, they had those. I guess you can't call them sandworms, right? Because they were in the, not in the sand, but
nothing that came out is what I mean, right? So it would be cool to see like at least one or two vehicles for Cobra Law. I think to fight Battle Force for the Battle of the Who Cares.
Who cares? I survived the Battle of Who Cares.
Dodger lived it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no.
Pass.
The Battle of Saw Viper. Aaron, speaking of your comment, Mike, he said, other than Serpentor's air chariot, did we get any vehicles with Cobra heads sculpted on it, not just the symbol?
Like an actual representation of a serpent, a Cobra specifically?
The Hiss 4. The whole front of the Hiss 4 is a snake head.
That's true, and it pops up. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm just looking around the room like,
I can't think of anything in Real American Hero for sure.
Yeah, because Hiss 4 wasn't Real American Hero. I want to say I don't believe so, but you know how that always goes. In 20 minutes, I'll be like, damn it. What about this? Suka said, should have come with 2 Rolling Thunder missiles, but with skis on the bottom for maximum Cobra lunacy. And then you could call them ski nukes.
Skinukes.
Blue Serendipity says, this has some BattleBot vibes.
Oh, yeah.
If the treads didn't stick out further than the nose, for sure, you're gonna cause some damage. You ram into something with this, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this vehicle's freaking awesome.
I really dig it.
Yeah. World Made of Cardboard says, as a person who loves big, odd vehicles, the Wedge is beautiful. Jay, what do you think? Yeah, is this a win?
All three are fantastic so far. There hasn't been one that I think is ridiculous. Yeah, these are great.
Oh, here we go. Man, see, JLS, he's just like a wealth of knowledge. He's like Matt Rubin, you know what I mean? Like just very value added. Jesse says the wedge on Carson's site looks very different. I wonder if it was an evolution of design or they just took the name for another concept. Good question. I've actually not seen the wedge on 3D Joe's. I have not.
If you can recycle ideas, you could definitely recycle names. That's very possible.
Well, hey,
Either
Brian's here. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Just looking to see. Mython the Python says Cobra rollerblade with air chariot dock. I'll take it. Jay Hal Jordan's here. Says, what's up, Chad and guests? Hey, chat family. What's up?
What's
dude?
up, Hal Jordan?
Oh, there you go. Marquez? I hope I didn't ruin that. Maniac over the Stinger, hands down. I agree.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I agree.
Wrong.
And then Suka says the poor missile gunner on the top has the worst life expectancy rate. Same goes for the Stun or the Havoc or the Mobat, right? Most of these vehicles.
Or that stupid
At
box
least
thing
those ones are they're confined to that container.
Yeah. Jay, are you talking smack about my Coastal Defender?
Yeah, that gets Falcon on the box. I'll never let that go.
Yeah.
Nor should you, Jay.
Yeah.
Nor should you.
This is
You
like
gotta stand for something.
the GI Joe movie tanked. Put the Don Johnson guy in the box of this box thing.
Yeah, just
He looks handsome. Put him on the box.
He's like waiting over the crest of a hill, and he's sitting in his little box, and he's like, "Oh man, as soon as Cobra comes over this hill, I'm just gonna hit the button and deploy." And then they never show up.
And then they or deploys and then nuke him, and no one's.
He's just in there like Ace Ventura and the Rhino.
Yeah,
just hanging out. Raw Talk Real Deal, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah, and then people are talking about the Cobra head thing. What was an oil refinery? Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry. Okay. I think we're good on this one. Yeah,
for sure.
Look at Matt Rubin. No. JLS Comics has so much more knowledge about this kind of stuff than me. It looks like I have to write with grants. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you guys are all value added, and that's what's awesome. So,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. S tier. Oh wait, wrong show.
Kind of hot in these rhinos. Yeah. The coastal shitter was full.
Falcon. Probably.
And then Dale says, I would definitely have the sled rockets on the Cobra Wedge. Definitely looks like a major later vehicle. Yeah, I would like to know the year of this. Michael, phone a friend, man. Text your dad and ask him. Maybe he knows. Jesse, if you know what year this thing was supposed to be, let me know. Again, Guy Cassidy. So there's a time frame, but there's no date on this vehicle. Anyway, we'll move along. So that's the Cobra Wedge. Good looking craft. Now this thing, I am all about this thing right here. So this is the GI Joe Nomad. This is an actual scan that came off of the Creating GI Joe website that I was actually I was authorized to use. Thank you very much.
Actually.
So the GI Joe Nomad. This is that one that I was talking about. If you take a look at this guy, take a look at the front of this guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? And the whole vehicle kind of detaches. It breaks apart like the Mean Dog. So if you take the front of this vehicle and the ass end of a Mean Dog, look at that Cobra Nomad. Or the Joe Nomad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get the GI Joe Wedge.
That Polaroid in the very center bottom looks like Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, a lot of these do. Yeah, so this all comes apart and you kind of make whatever vehicle you want out of it.
Yeah, it comes apart. So an unreleased vehicle that was designed around the same time as the Warthog and the Mean Dog was the Nomad, based on a tricked out but never manufactured version of a real world Cadillac Gauge V300 6x6 armored personnel carrier. The Nomad was to be used for desert travel and would break into 2 functional vehicles. So kind of like the Mean Dog.
Yeah, I think the actual Nomad painting, it kind of looks like a moon kind of patrolling vehicle. Like, of course, the black is not helping with that, but
Yeah.
again, man, like I dig this thing. It's definitely 90s Joe. It's out there, and I like it. I like how wacky this stuff got in the 90s. So I'm all for this stuff.
Michael?
I'd have to see some specs on this. I don't know if this would work real world application. I'd have to have a team of experts. We'll take a look at it. Maybe next year. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me.
And then Robert's Infinite Realms and Just Jeff, they both feel that it kind of resembles the TACCOM from Megaforce.
Definitely has the color scheme
And
to
the
go
6
along with
wheels.
that idea.
Yeah.
And the 6 wheels.
It does have 6 wheels. So
True.
I don't know. Yeah, everybody's pretty much liking this. Does it become the no dog? No. No. Get it, Nomad? Yeah. Star Brigade Nomad. Show those bastards on the moon what's up. Yeah.
Yes.
HGC says this would look super pimp next to the mean dog.
Yeah.
So
strap this on your sore ass, Blaine.
Ooh, nice. Good reference. And then JLS says, I wouldn't buy that. I would buy 2. Yeah. Thoughts, ideas, feelings?
I like the overall design, but I don't like the separating thing. That's me.
I was saying, I love the idea of taking it apart and you can kind of make whatever vehicle fits whatever situation your Joes are in. It's really cool. I mean, talk about value too for playtime. I mean, if you're a kid back then, right?
That's for sure.
Grabbing this and there you go, another reconnaissance vehicle, Mikey, or you could have frontline tank, you could have a moon patrol vehicle. And again, I can't help but to picture with all these vehicles the pilot or driver that would come with them.
Yeah.
And how just flippin' sweet they would be. I dig it, man. This is 4 for 4. 4 for 4, boys. 4 for 4.
Also, if you look at the design, you can definitely see a lot of the mean dog vibes. Like look at the missile boxes on the side of the vehicle in that color study. Obviously the main gun's going to be different, but I'm breaking my shit. But you can see like the missile boxes and things like that. And instead of the removable gun like the mean dog has, if you look at that far right bottom picture, it has a ramp that comes down in the back.
Yeah.
So you can absolutely see. Now I'm knocking everything over. You can absolutely see with the mean dog gun taken out of the back where that ramp would come down from here. So it's definitely got a whole mishmash kind of feel going on with this thing. But that's totally the front of a Razorback with the ass end of a mean dog. Just my opinion. I don't know if that's accurate actually, but that's kind of how my eyes want to see this thing.
This is great, and dare I say, Battle Force 2000 succeeded, made it past 87. I could see this being a Battle Force vehicle as well.
I like it.
I could see that.
Brian says Cobra Rage.
I see with how flat that front is. I could definitely see a hint of that in there.
True. But if you look at the 3 small photos in the bottom, that's a bumper. Right?
Yeah, the physical pictures that you see are obviously, adaptations of the original drawing, which are always
right.
a little more, design centric than functionality.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying Rage. I could see that too. It's just I think if you just this is so high, but again, yeah, they are different vehicles. And then Hal Jordan says, out of all the awesome 80s toys, GI Joe had the best vehicles.
100%.
Agreed.
Agreed.
JLS says that's sort of like a G6 Rhino. Yeah, I could see that. Aaron's with whichever one of you said Moon. Was that you, Jay?
That's Jay.
Yeah. It also looks like this is the kind of vehicle that would come with two vehicle drivers too. I can see that, which would be really cool.
Pretty awesome. And then Mython the Python says Jay is right. 4 out of 4. Awesome stuff so far.
Yeah, buddy.
I like this Viper Scout. I'm getting Slugger vibes.
Yes,
but they made it sportier. Yeah. Dale says GI Joe Nomad looks like a very good vehicle. Too bad it didn't come out. I can absolutely see the play value that this vehicle would have had.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the play value right there in your hands. I mean, it's there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Ken's Toy says, I want that one. James Lucas says, front reminds me slightly of the Mobile Command Center. Yeah, I can see that the way that bumper kind of attaches.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Dargoon's asking, what color would this be? Tan. That color study shows it in tan, and it does say it was designed to be a desert vehicle. So yeah, I would probably say tan. Tan or brown.
Yeah, I like the tan with the black glass or whatever, the black canopies there. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's a freaking awesome.
Good looking. Good looking.
Anyway, we didn't get it. So this is just another one of those vehicles that they could dust off the design and put it out.
We didn't get it, so we need awesome customizers. If you two know any in the community that could maybe make some of these.
That's why I bought an extra one of these.
This I command.
Whoa, look at. See,
Who
Mike,
the hell was that?
Mikey's got.
Who the hell's that? Who's that?
It's freaking. You know who that is? It's
That's Serpenter. Serpenter.
Serpenter.
Snake Eye. Oh, they call them the original Snake Eyes.
World Made of Cardboard. The reason why GI Joe had great vehicles is because of the great play value. Lots of stuff to do. Yep. Removable engine covers and all sorts of cool stuff.
If you were going to tell your kids to get the hell out of the house and go play outside, they had to have a toy to play outside with.
Gotta have some Joe.
Snake Eyes.
Serpent Turd.
Armored Recon Combat Vehicle.
Turpentine. Yeah, so this is the Cobra Armed Recon Combat Vehicle, or ARC-V. The Armed Recon Combat Vehicle was a vehicle that Greg Bernstein designed for Cobra, with several hatches for Cobra personnel and a turret in the rear. This vehicle was designed to go out on, there it is, Jay, freaking recon missions.
Another one.
And protect the Cobra soldiers if spotted by GI Joe. I dig this thing, man.
This definitely has some rage design cues in it.
And it's got a lot of like
I love
BTR 80 like Russian kind of vibes to it, especially with that exhaust, the straight exhaust in the back. That's totally a BTR 80 vibe. So.
Yeah, this thing is, I really like this vehicle.
Looks like a Tesla truck. Yeah.
The windows don't break.
Mr. Bartow, what are your thoughts on the Cobra ARC-V?
I think I'm going to mess the title of this movie up, but it looks like it's the truck from, I think it's not Ice Pirates in the Forbidden Zone or Hunter in the Forbidden Zone. You guys remember that movie from the 80s?
Yep.
Molly Ringwald was in it. I totally screwed the name up.
Cherry 2000?
Which one?
Cherry 2000?
This reminds me of the truck from that.
Molly
Something in the Adventures of the Forbidden Zone with Molly Ringwald, and it was like one of those, sci-fi post-apocalyptic movies that there was a million of in the 80s. Anyway, this reminds me of that. It's all right. Someone in the chat's got to know.
Oh, I'm sure somebody does. I gotta agree with Dargoon.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, dude. Exactly.
Yeah, it does.
It does have a lot of World War II German vibes. It definitely also has the Soviet era Russian BMP BTR kind of feel to it.
Oh, my Thon the Python has it. Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. Thanks, mate. Appreciate
Well
that.
done.
Go.
Yeah, it has those vibes. I see now. Dargoon said the World War II. I definitely see that. Yeah, maybe that's what's thrown me off a little bit. Another wedge, right? You can just ram this right at whatever, and God help it.
Yeah.
Launch it. Yep.
It's cool. I could see a lot of stinger in this too, especially with the doors.
Yeah.
I could see why this didn't come out, right? Because this is pretty close to the stinger. I mean, it just is, right? This is like the stinger and the hiss mixed together, maybe a little bit, like a tank / Jeep.
It's got some really awesome, smart design choices in it. So, Jay, just like you pointed out, those doors, just look at them. You can totally tell they're like, oh, we're going to reuse the Vamp Mark II and the Stinger doors on this.
Yeah.
Look at that turret. Tell me that's not an APC turret.
Yes.
That is an APC turret all frickin' day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
See
and
that-
honestly,
that
this
main
to me
gun?
looks like something that someone in the toy community would come up with as a customized vehicle. That's what it reminds me of. And I mean, I think that's a great thing. This is another great one. I don't have anything really bad to say about any of these. These are awesome. Yeah, I
Nice.
like it.
Yeah, I dig this one for sure. Very, very practical looking. This doesn't look like it has any goofy stuff on it. This is just a machine to cause some damage.
It looks evil.
Love
It
it.
looks like this thing would come into like a village and just decimate innocent people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Just
it
drive
looks-
through houses.
Yeah, it looks like a bad guy vehicle for sure.
And it
Yeah.
fits the whole Cobra motif of that, like, bad guy European 20th century kind of feel. I'm trying to be vague for a reason, but between the Soviets and the World War II thing, it really has that kind of total vibe going for it. Eric says this vehicle is too real to be a Cobra vehicle, but it's cool. And to a degree, I can understand this sentiment because the Mars Industries was always very much more advanced, but it fits the overall aesthetic of Cobra as an organization.
It could definitely be featured in a movie if they were to ever give a shit about that.
No, we don't give a shit about that. We got Snake Eyes, and now we're in Transformers. So, JLS says World War II German armored car style. Yep, I'm not even going to blah 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 that beginning part. Yeah. Father Son Galaxy looks like a great urban warfare vehicle, street sweeper. I can get behind that for sure.
Street
and then
Sweeper or
WYNC
Juggernaut.
Yeah, WYNC says favorite so far, even looks like steel, not plastic. I like that. Yep. Angular armor is always important. And then see, even just like the Russian BMPs, you see it's got like those bullet deflector panels on it. Brilliant design. Because the BMP3
real
is
world.
full of bullet deflector panels all over the front of the vehicle. And then you can see there's like that little periscope for the driver. You got the 2 hatches there, the doors on the side. I think this would be a freaking sweet vehicle, man.
It's very real world. I mean, this one is based in some reality for sure, which is probably might have been why it didn't go anywhere. It's like, no, it needs to be more futuristic or fantasy driven, maybe. Who knows?
Suka says definitely Fireflies ride with that look. Yeah.
It
Sky's
almost
the limit,
looks,
man. You could do another version of Firefly and stick them in that thing.
It almost looks like it would go into the water.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it would be amphibious, especially with the exhaust up there like that. That's what it has what's called a boater hull, which is how when we do vehicle identification, right? It's either it's tracked, it's wheeled, it's amphibious, it's non-amphibious. And anytime you see a duck bill and then you see that boater kind of hull where it comes out and then comes back, because that's supposed to be the water line of an amphibious vehicle.
Right.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. It feels amphibious for sure.
Almost like Cobra's Warthog.
Yeah, I like that. Raw Talk Real Deal says it kind of looks like a Persuader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that,
Okay.
that front being sort of Persuader-ish. I always like when we stream and people talk about vehicles, I have to like look around the room to find it. Oh, yeah.
Well, let me put my eyes on it.
Oh, I like this. Anytime I read a comment and it begins with, at the risk of pissing anyone off, I'm like all about it.
Yeah, I want to know.
This would have been a better choice over the Hiss 2.
I'm with Jeremy. I'm with Jeremy.
I like it better, but the purpose of the Hiss 2, this does not look like it would fit the application.
Yeah. And I would add to Jeremy's comment, if we didn't get the stinger, if the stinger didn't exist, I would accept that. But
What about
honestly,
this?
this
or
seems
the
like it should have
stun?
been called the Hiss.
oh, this is way better than the stun, man. But I don't like the stun, right? I think the stun's a little out there.
I
Even
hate the
for me.
stun. Anything's better than the stun.
Yeah,
honest.
It was
so-
designed to be super out there with the
Sure. Oh,
you
sure
know,
it was. Yeah, yeah.
cockpits
But
and
I would say
weirdness.
I would much rather have this than the stun. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I see this more accurately as a high-speed Sentry than I do the actual Hiss. This actually looks like it could actually do that.
Sorry, I had to laugh. Robert's Infinite Realm says that is simply awesome. That's what the Rage should have been. And then Aaron says Alley Viper tank. So kind of
Oh, I
right.
like that, Aaron.
peanut
That's
butter
great.
and jelly.
Yeah.
But I was laughing at this. Just Jeff says crashes through a small home. All right, boys, activate stealth and prepare to spy. Yeah, and then Nicotronus says so. Firefly, totally. Dale, Chad could make this and do a custom Alley Viper like they're saying in the chat. I don't. Yeah, I bet you I could make one of these. It'd take a lot of dremeling and greebling because I don't.
See, I would see
really
look for the Alley Viper transporter, I would make it more like an APC designed like this. Just it's got to be a bit longer. They have to be able to stand up in it, right?
Yeah.
So they're
There's
all
no
hanging.
personnel carrying in this vehicle.
Yeah. And then
Right.
just like this would just wheel up, bash through a wall, and the back would drop open, and all the Alley Vipers would come
Yeah,
out. That would
You
be
just
like-
freaking Kool-Aid man right through the building.
exactly.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Nicotronus says, I'd love this vehicle in 6-inch scale.
Mm.
This would look cool.
I
This would
think
look
it
very
would be a good fit for that scale because it's right in that sweet spot of the size. You know, they made the Vamp, they're making a Stinger, they're making the Ferret, on, and you know, this stuff's not going to be crowdfunded. You know, it's just a 4-tired vehicle, smaller wheelbase. I agree. I definitely gotta agree.
Yep.
Just because I don't give a shit about it doesn't mean that I don't want to see them do this stuff for the people who want it. That's for sure. But, yeah. Here you go, Jay. Suka says anything is better than the stun.
Here, here.
I like the stun. Yep. And then Nico says somebody send this to Bobby Valla. Yeah, could. Sure. James Lucas says some Rhino vibes. You guys feeling that?
Mask Rhino?
I think no.
No. Oh,
Joe Rhino? Maybe the amphibious nature of it.
mm.
JLS says this would be cool to see fighting a battle wagon.
I think there's another one in here that is even better suited for that.
Yup. And then Nico Tronus is asking, is this a 2 or a 3-seater? I would say 3-seater, if not 4, depending on the size of the vehicle, just because 2 hatches on the front, maybe that very, very front hatch is like, you know, engine or something or weapon storage, but at least 3. That's at least a 3-person vehicle. And then if you put somebody in the turret, you're easily talking 4. I don't know. Well, again, it's just concept, right? So this was only a 1-page concept. This was all that Dan could get on this vehicle. So I'm not entirely too sure.
It's awesome.
I really
Another
like
winner.
this.
Was this the 5th one? Yeah. 5
Yep.
5 for 5, man.
Yep. 5 for 5.
There is not one of these I do not like. So that's great.
All bangers.
See, look, Joe Fan 84 is with me. I like the stun. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm stunned.
And then Just Jeff says the Joe should have the EM from the Stripes.
I could see that. Yeah.
Snake eyes. Sorry.
Snake eyes. Snake eyes.
Recreational vehicle Snake Eyes.
Where's Tan Snake Eyes? Just get to the real show, man.
Dude, if you want recreational Snake Eyes, just take Chuckle's body and put Snake Eyes Commando head on it, and there you go.
That's it. That's literally exactly how it was pictured in my head when I said it.
Cobra Commander.
He's got like a spatula. He's got the little grilling apron on, right? It says like kiss the chef or something.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like Kiss the Arashikage, something lame like that to set me on fire.
Well, because he has to have the Arashikage symbol everywhere
the
on him.
symbol
Right?
would
'Cause it's
be on
branded.
it. Yeah.
It would be on his spatula. It would be on each piece of meat. It would be
The Hawaiian
branded
print
underneath.
would be
It would be on the
Arashikage
grill.
symbol.
So when he grills your steak and flips it
puts
over,
the mark on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
it has the
Yeah.
I Ching on it, and you're like, oh, look, it's water and fire. Oh, it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I think the
Bet you
apron
didn't
would
know I
say
was
my
a
lips are
Street Fighter.
sealed.
James Lucas says these are all bangers. I would love all of them.
For sure.
Agreed. Let's see if we can go 6 for 6, shall we? Mr. Mikey, you had a lot to say about this team. So, designed by Kurt
Suppose
Groen,
I did.
shortly after Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990, the Joe team proposed another subgroup labeled Desert Force. Similar to other subsets such as Night Force and Tiger Force, the goal was to reuse tooling for existing characters and redeco them in new colors and desert patterns. The subset was to include heavy-duty sci-fi Salvo and Ambush and the Patriot vehicle that was eventually released in 1992. With a lot of tension going on in the United States and an increase in troops and resources in the Persian Gulf, the Joe team decided that they would hold off on releasing this subset because it could create bad publicity for Hasbro. Notice hold off, right? So even though this incarnation of Desert Force was never released. So
Right.
And then there's the memo introducing Desert Force to the Joe brand team. These are the color studies for the 4 characters that were used to make up the Desert Force. Kurt Groen used the original sculpture sheet designs as the base design. Yeah. What do you got there, Mikey?
Well, so earlier Chad and I were talking about the desert team, and I found it interesting that through the years, the whole Desert Strike Force idea had been visited 3 or 4 times, and each time, except for the last, it was canned. I thought that was interesting because it seems like such an easy, simple idea that seems like it would have done well. Obviously, they had their own thoughts on why this would have caused some controversy, but they did it here. The 1998 headquarters team was supposed to be desert figures, and then there was one more that eventually became, and I cannot remember if it was a con set or if it was a Toys R Us, one of like the 7 packs that they did O-rings, but the at least the color scheme transferred over into that. So they brought this to the table several times.
Yep.
And every time they seemed like they had at least one character that you're like, why would he be in that team? Like, here's like sci-fi. Like, that seems like a weird pick. In the 98 stuff, they had Pathfinder. You're like, what the hell is Pathfinder going to do in the desert? Like, that's his
Yeah.
like, you don't have another member of the Joe team that may be better suited for the environment.
Yeah.
But granted, they were using, I guess we should just count ourselves lucky that they didn't include Barrage in that one, as they did 15 times later.
Correct.
But yeah, I just found it interesting that this idea was scrapped so many times.
Yeah. Jay,
Okay.
I got a question for you.
I
But
know.
where is Desert Snake Eyes?
Perfect opportunity. Where's Dusty, and why is he not the leader of this team?
That was going to be my quote unquote nitpick. Why is the obvious guy not part of this?
Either version of Dusty would be great here. It doesn't matter. Like, why
Yeah.
is Dusty not here? I don't have anything wrong with the characters. Why does Salvo have white pants? That's kind of strange. But anyway, I think
Should have worn
Ambush,
brown pants.
Ambush looks great. I think Sci-Fi looks good, but again, why have a laser trooper? I don't know. I guess lasers go anywhere. I don't know. It just seems like Hasbro of today, having all the Joes on a wall throwing darts at them. Okay, Desert Force. Who are we gonna have in Desert Force? Boom, 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 boom. Sure, repaint them.
Yep.
The idea is great. I can certainly understand why they didn't do it. But I think there should be a desert team for sure. Would I pick these Joes? I don't know. Like, would Ambush ever wear that? Like, why is he wearing that for the desert? I mean,
Yeah, why would you wear a ghillie suit in a desert? I mean, I
Yeah.
understand, like, we use camo netting and, concealment and all
sure.
that stuff.
Sure.
But a ghillie suit in the desert is the wrong answer all day. It just is. Like,
I can
You're gonna
forgive
have a bad day.
the art design because I really do think the Desert Force is a great idea. I really
Yeah.
do. So that is more
Agreed.
important to me than what we're looking at. They're all right. Is it any worse than Special Mission Brazil? Is it worse than Tiger Force?
I would
Is-
say Salvo's right up there with Tiger Force. That looks terrible.
I would say it's better, Mikey. And I'll just say I think it's better because it's got a purpose that's not ridiculous. Like Tiger Force.
The
is
white
ridiculous.
pants don't.
Yeah, the white
just
pants. I
I can't forgive white pants.
I just think that Salvo's
supposed to
shirt
throw
just
white
looks
at the
like he has a
Liberty?
bunch of turds like glued to him.
It was
just
like
all
Mr.
it looks
Mr.
like
Hanky the Christmas poo all over his
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
over his shirts.
Yeah.
I have to agree with this sentiment from Raw Talk Real Deal that says if they all had Dusty's camo, it would be a must buy. I mean,
Guys, and I'm gonna ask the chat this, okay? How do you mess up not putting Dusty in the desert group? Like, did he not put in enough time that he deserves? Does he not deserve to like lead his own platoon? I think he does. It
Oh.
just doesn't make sense.
especially because that's his like specialty.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
That's what I mean. Like they're just throwing darts, and it's like, okay, those
Right.
4 Joes are coming to the
I mean, if you're
desert.
going into the Arctic, you're taking Snow Job. If
Yeah.
you're going in the desert, you're taking Dusty. If you're going in the jungle, you're taking, 3 different. There's lots of jungle experts, but you're
Snake
you're,
Eye.
you're taking Recondo.
We're
Snake
always
Eye's going no
taking
matter
snake
what.
eyes. No
Snake
matter
Eye's
what.
going no matter what.
Mentor.
But that's
Mentor.
that's the brilliance of GI Joe is that you have
Megatron.
Joes who are specifically designed for operating environments.
Yeah.
And that it always you can add more Joes all the time, and B, you can tailor your playtime for those environments. Jay, you did it yourself, right? Last year, whatever it was, last year, the year before, and it snowed. You took all your snow Joes outside and made that video.
Yeah.
Like that's what we did. That's what you do.
Hang on. I just want to say, Chad, before I lose a thought here. We're big fans of Tan Grunt and Tan Clutch,
Hell yeah.
right? Just saying,
Yeah.
you could have those in there too, man. I mean, really,
Yep.
if these are 90s, obviously, so bring back
Yeah.
Tan Grunt and Tan Clutch, man.
Yeah,
them
actually,
right too.
Paratrooper Flint would have looked great in this group.
Yeah.
Actually,
The
Mr. Bartlett,
92.
I have a tan Steeler as well. Thank you.
Actually, well, sorry. Apologize.
Gotcha.
What about this? Where's Wetsuit? Speaking of Special Mission Brazil, just give him a tan wetsuit. He's dead in under 30 minutes. He's just like,
He's
oh
just
my God.
he's sealed in there like a bratwurst. Just
Guys, I
cooked in
can't walk with these flippers. Shut up.
Neoprene. Too
You have
hot.
the right colors ish.
Oh yeah, you take like 91 gung ho and he dies of a sunburn. He's wearing nothing but a vest.
And I'm sorry, but heavy duty would have been toast. So would Salvo. You do not expose yourself in a desert environment like that.
Why do you have 2 like heavy rocket firing soldiers in a group of 4?
It's for
What
the
did you have?
sandworms, Jay. It's for the sandworms.
You got to fight off those rogue band of camels.
You ever seen the
Listen,
size of the
you know
desert
what?
scorpion's black scorpion?
I'm
Dude, you
starting
can't
to
hit
think that this
7,
channel's
6,
all
not
about
doing it.
fun, and you're not really taking this too seriously, are you there, Mikey? Are you?
Never.
Okay, because we're talking about GI Joe, so enough. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Snake eyes.
Snake Eyes. Mython the Python
Eyes.
says, multinational peacekeeping force in Sinai, the U.S. troops wear bright orange berets, or at least they did in the 90s. So MFO, they do wear like a burnt orange beret, yes. Or they have burnt orange covers on their rain buckets.
But those are meant to be identifiers, and GI Joes would not have any identifiers because they're a special mission force, right?
Yeah, because it's the MFO. Anytime you go into the MFO, like you gotta wear their stupid patch, you gotta wear their headgear, and
Right.
we didn't wear berets, we wore booty hats. But the Pogues wore berets. But if you were actually
some
out
shade.
in the frickin' desert, you wore a booty hat. But yes,
That's just because you guys didn't have ghillie scoots. They didn't equip you properly. Obviously, Ambush has the
or a
the right
wetsuit.
idea.
I didn't get a
Oh,
ghillie suit or a
dude.
wetsuit.
Ambush has a gray helmet and Heavy
Yeah.
Duty's got a green hat. You might want to not wear those colors.
Yep.
Just saying, man.
Heavy Duty was like, "No, I'm keeping my hat," and they were like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
Salvo, what do you want to wear? Well, you know that one shirt I got. All right, never mind.
Well,
I want
it's
to wear the
after
white
Labor Day,
pants.
I can wear
and
my
I want to
white
wear
pants.
the turd camouflage shirt. What's up, Jim Lardo? Good to see you, buddy. Look at this. You got to point this out. Isn't Ambush a redhead? Is that going to work? No, because he would have burst into flames immediately.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The minute that C-130 opened up, he just combusted.
I'm calling the police.
There you go, Mikey. 2004 Series 20 Desert Patrol Valor versus Venom was great.
That's the one. That's the one that finally made it.
Oh, wait a minute. Heavy metal in the Mauler. Have heavy metal here.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I'm just going by colors. It's just beige color. Like how hard would that have been? Now they didn't.
The
introduce me to
Patriot.
here, but-
Think about the Patriot.
Yeah,
Like,
Patriot, yeah.
For anyone who's never, I'm going to go get it. For anyone who's never seen the frickin' Patriot. Talk amongst yourselves.
Or how about this? How about just
go
like
help.
these 4 guys and
Okay.
have like the mobile command center, and that's it. It's like, okay, the mobile command center's here. We lost, so that's it. Desert Force wins every time. Just show
The
up with
mobile
that
command
thing.
center would literally look like a sand crawler. That would
Yeah.
be great.
Why would you put
Yeah.
a tracked vehicle in the desert?
Why would it have green guns?
Because it's 90s. Like, I like the Patriot. I mean, I'm okay with it. I think it's pretty fun for a vehicle,
Right.
but you're not going to put an all tracked vehicle in sand dunes. That's just not going to happen.
That minty toothpaste color. Woo, woo.
I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, that
Well, look at the actually, Chad, if you don't mind, the Jawa Sandcrawler. Thank you very much. You ever even seen Star
oh
Wars?
yeah. No, I have seen Star Wars. Yeah.
That's based off of real technology. Thank you, actually.
Actually, Mr. Bartlett, the mobile command center is desert colors, and it's a tracked vehicle as well. So I guess my
Actually,
argument
the
doesn't
mobile
hold up.
command center is a tackle box. Thank you very much.
Tackle box of freedom. And then Jeff Butler said, I could see if they did a repaint of the 1990 Hammer with this team. Agreed. I think that would work better than a Patriot. But whatever.
Aye.
We still got the Patriot anyway. It still came out. But. Maybe Dusty had retired by then. Actually, no, because there was a later version of Dusty. Thank you.
He came with a beaver, in case you didn't know.
With a beaver, so it could build him dams in the
It
desert.
was like the only Canadian action figure. He came with a beaver.
Yeah.
He was a lock picker. Do you guys
Yeah.
notice? Come on, man.
I don't have anything against Desert Force, but I definitely agree. Not having Dusty and having 2 heavy weapon anti-armor
Yeah.
kind of, wire guided or whatever rocketry type people is not really the best idea.
And you know my thoughts too, Chad, on troopers like Fast Draw, right? Especially when you're in the middle of the desert. Salvo unloads, okay, and then now what? You're in the middle of the desert. What do you got? Okay,
Nothing.
that's it, right?
You got your white pants. That's
You
all
got to
got
take them
left.
all out with those 5 missiles and 5 mines, or you're done.
At least heavy duty, he has guns on his
Yeah.
little rig,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. V. Conley says Dusty's in the photo. He's just got the John Cena effect.
Gotcha.
I had to really think about that. Michael, you're back. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. You started talking about missiles on somebody's rig. I had to come back and see what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, is that why you came back?
No.
Here you go. Mission to the jungle. Shipwreck, wetsuit, torpedo.
You
How
forgot
about
deep, you forgot Deep Six.
no.
Deep Six, the ultimate failure in GI Joe. He could go anywhere.
Deep Six.
Deep Six is walking,
Deep
and
Six,
people are just like
Deep Six in the
torpedo.
desert. I
He's
love
got
that.
like signs that say "kick me." Even the Joes are kicking him because he can't feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Deep
Father
Six
Son
looks like he has
Galaxy.
a bad motivator.
Dusty's literally called the Desert Trooper on the card. What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. It makes 0 sense.
None.
They were going out there to help Dusty, so he wasn't a part of the team.
Desert Force had to fight the Wedge. What about this? This looks more like Tremor Force.
Mm.
That's why there's 2 heavy weapons experts. That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. JLS. Do I see Sheamus from the WWE? Yep, he's right there. Can't miss him. Yeah. Is Jay wearing a Blockbuster t-shirt?
No.
Jay.
No. It sound
No,
like Wyatt Earp
nope.
there. No.
I'm not. I don't know what you're looking at, dude. No.
Oh.
Lies. Deception.
Lies.
All lies.
It's the Canadian conversion. It tricks with your eyes.
M1 Abrams were used in Desert Storm. Yes, absolutely. But they don't drive over dunes, right? Abrams have to have hard pack. Yeah, just saying. Not saying, just saying.
They have to have what?
Hard pack. They have to drive on hard
That's
pack.
what she said.
Jesus. Aaron says, if this is Tremor Force, then I need a Reba O-ring added. Actually, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a
about
Michael
Quick Draw?
Gross. Michael Gross too.
Quick
He's
Draw.
awesome.
Maybe no.
I don't know about that one.
Jeremy says, yeah, the MCC is a tackle box, but when I go fishing with it, heads turn. I like it. Very cool. All right, moving on. Anyway, there's Desert Force. That was a good discussion. Oh, hello. There's going to be a lot of
the Bushmaster.
There's going to be a lot of jokes coming.
Look right away. There's a lot of wedges in all of these things. Have you noticed? That's like the common theme at the front of all these vehicles.
It's like the 83 line of Star Wars. Everybody had sticks.
Yeah.
They didn't have blasters or lightsabers. It's sticks. It's all sticks.
Every one of these designers was looking at a Countach. That's what was happening. They were like, yes, that, but with other stuff.
Yeah. Originally, the Bushmaster started off as a 4-wheeled dune buggy and was labeled Bull. Cobra Bull doesn't really ring.
Sounds like a load of bull.
Ooh. When designing, Frank used the wheels from the Arctic Blast and Spotlight from the Raider. That kind of rad. This was slotted to have been released in 1990 or 1991. The color rendering shows a more elongated body, spiked treads, as well as a cannon. In many ways, these renditions resemble an RC car and may have been Cobra's answer to G.I. Joe's Crossfire. But this was not going to be RC. The work in progress images show how the Bushmaster was originally created by vacuum forming with styrene over carved and styled basswood block sections, allowing for reconfigurable on-the-fly styling tweaks. Notice the length of the vehicle when elevated. In this model, it was designed as an elongated dune buggy with finger flick firing missile harpoon mechanisms. Say that 3 times fast. As well as an oscillating brush bar with teeth in the front to clear any bush. God. I'm sorry. that may get in its way. It was designed to hold 2 figures, had massive height adjustable hydraulic swing arms, and a torsion bar suspension, allowing it to lift its body to easily power through and over dense swamps or any terrain with ease and comfort.
And comfort. Comfort's
and
important.
comfort.
Cobra does care. They do
Cobra
care.
cares about your comfort, so it has air conditioning.
Yeah.
For sure.
No window for any protection for the driver, but it's comfortable.
The blown up illustration dated April 4th, 1989 shows an exploded view, parts drawing of the Bushmaster as well as the parts list. As you can see, this resembles the images above. There you go. It's the Bush. It's the master of the Bush.
Jeez.
Discuss.
There's you, Ron Jeremy.
Discuss.
Well, I'm sorry. This is not a Cobra vehicle. Actually, this is 100% a Dreadnought vehicle. So if we're going to paint it dirty, make it rusty, I could see a Dreadnought driving it.
The Dreadnoughts are the Bushmasters for sure.
Yeah. It's a little too not Cobra E for me. It's not very military looking. I think this isn't a Joe or Cobra vehicle. I just think Dreadnoughts when I see this thing. Color's wrong for them, but
I don't think frickin' GI Joe. 90% of the images on these pages don't scream GI Joe to me at all, except for the line drawing right here, right above my head.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that kind of looks like an avalanche. Like, look at it. Look at the design of it. That looks like an avalanche, and where that mine launcher would be, that's where they have the roll cage cockpit. That, like, look at it.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't see the avalanche body in that.
Let's see that.
Everything else, it looks like Forza. Like, this does not scream a real American hero to me at all.
No, it doesn't.
yeah,
No,
it
it
looks RC-ish. It looks Jason the Wheeled Warriors again to me. I don't think it's a bad design, but I think it's just generic toy design. I agree. I don't think this looks like GI Joe at all, and I just mean the brand.
Aaron Nichols says Crimson Twins.
Aaron, can we give it to the Headman? He doesn't have a car. Can he have this car?
Ooh.
Give it to Headman. What do you guys think? Let's give it to Headman.
Yeah.
The Headman is the Bushmaster? You sure about that?
Oh my God. Who knows the police's phone number? I'm calling it on Mikey right now.
We're just doubling down on that.
Mikey, actually, the Bushmaster was a Marvel villain from Luke Cage. Actually, thank you very much.
It's not what this page says. That dude.
Aaron
That
says,
dude's
okay, we can give
LinkedIn,
it to Headman and the Headhunter.
Bushmaster.
Bushmaster gets Headman.
So let's paint this black and gold and give it to Headman. Aaron says we're good. I agree. Let's do it.
I don't know if Destro's going to sign off on that.
Oh, screw Destro. He's overrated. He's got too much stuff.
Destro
Oh my God, he's
claimed
not
the
overrated. I'm
Bandits
sorry. I'm
color
kidding. Oh
scheme.
my God, I'm sorry. I just want Headman to get some love. That's what she said. I don't know.
So
Well,
the teeth
yeah.
clears
Here's
the
my button.
bush,
I don't have my
okay?
button.
No more hairy bush nuns.
That's what she said.
There you go. There you
We keep our
The way
eyes
of the road.
on our eyes.
go.
And it was Carrie Fisher. Like, how great was
good.
that?
So good.
Patrick Strauko says Twins vehicle, if anything, for me, Crimson Scout. It holds 2, right? One in the front, one in the back. That's what she said. But,
Wow. Shocker.
That's also what she said.
oh, wait,
Dude.
Since we are no longer PG-13, as JT said, Jesse comes in with the designed by the Finger Flick Master.
Yes. Yes.
What the hell's a finger flick master?
Because the Bushmaster needs finger flicking.
What
Yeah,
kind of
it's
sex
got-
move is a finger flick? What are you maniacs
It's got
doing
the
to each other?
bean flicker.
Oh my! Who's flicking anyone's fart, you weirdos?
Yeah, bean flicking technology.
I need the police's phone number. Anyone in chat, give it to me.
It's
please.
freaking 911, Jay.
Hang on. Wait, say it again.
Like that beautiful bean footage.
Say it again. What is it? 9. What's the other one?
1.
7.
And then you hit a 1
4.
again.
1.
Right.
Anyway,
down.
Raw Talk Real Deal agrees with you, Jay. It looks like a cartel vehicle for sure.
Okay, I'm calling Walter White to come take care of you.
He's gonna
when
have
was
to
this-
get
when
through my
was this-
Bushmasters and with bean
90 or
technology.
91. Call Kirk Bazigian and tell him, like, what the hell, dude?
I don't
Yeah,
think I'll
what were
be
you
doing
guys?
that.
What were you guys doing when you came up with all this terminology?
Eric says this is the land equivalent of the Cobra rat.
What's the yeah, is that the one that's bright orange that is like really lame? Because that looks like how this body was formed with the vacuum form.
Yeah. B. Conley says, is it safe to say the Bushmaster may get a rise out of Cobra?
Definitely.
I want some more headman jokes. Get some head in there.
It's
Bush-
nothing to joke about, Jay.
Bush head. Head bush.
What's next? The Cobra whispering eye. Terrible. And then Jeremy Kerr says, Bushmaster was my nickname in high school. We're all like a bunch of freaking 4-year-olds, man.
Well, we are talking about toys. I mean, it seems pretty appropriate.
Jeff says, Destro, we need a new sub. Get to work. A few hours later, you made a starfish and painted it brown. We now have a chocolate starfish. Oh,
Yeah.
my Lord.
What do you
That's
think about
terrible.
this one, Commander? This one's called the balloon knot.
You know what? At least we only lost like 10 viewers during that whole rant. That's not
pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Pretty good odds.
Collateral damage.
Okay, I could see this vehicle if it wasn't red. I mean, granted, those aren't white stripes. It's just, lighting effects. But if it wasn't like that candy apple red kind of color, I could see this vehicle with the Arctic Blast tires because I kind of think that's cool. Using the Avalanche body, I think you could make this vehicle awesome. What I'm looking at here is not very awesome. And then, do you notice those 3 of those production design photos have it as 6 wheels, not 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
It definitely loses something adding more wheels to it. Like, I don't like that at all.
I agree.
Yeah.
And what the hell is the harpoon supposed to do? That doesn't seem, with the environment this is made for, that just doesn't seem to.
And also, why would you have a finger flick technology harpoon? Like, it only works for lighter missiles. Anyone who has a bunch of those vehicles, that, like, if you don't flick it just right, it doesn't go off. Right?
Oh,
So the heavier or the larger the object is, it's not even going to launch. It's just going to fall out.
I think they're expecting, because you've had the finger flick technology so long, that now your flicker is better. It's
You're a
strong.
master
They
at
trained you for
finger
it.
flicking.
You're a flicking master. Yeah, you're a Bushmaster and a finger flicking master.
Samantha says, you harpooned me. Oh, man. Fucking terrible. Yeah, Raw Talk Real Deal says they were on a Death Race 2000 kick.
Oh, I could totally see that. Yeah.
Look at this. Matt Rubin says, I stepped away from a moment and came back to Cybertron model side sweep. Yep. But were you here for all the innuendo and laughing and stupidness?
He might have been fortunate enough to miss that. Oh my word! Oh my goodness!
Excuse.
I mean, what do you want me to? You leave me with that on the screen, and now I got to deal with this.
I'm sorry. I was kind of dying from that one.
You see this? You see this face?
Every time you see this fucking face.
Oh my god! This Cobra vehicle is chock full of Jay and Silent Bob references. So many.
No. The clit is real. It's the female orgasm. That's the myth. Yeah, and then Eric says that you guys just killed me. Yeah, pretty much. I completely choked.
He got choked up on the flicking idea.
Yeah.
The chat just needs to be thankful the ma'am wasn't
in
in the room for this.
Oh man.
Be
All joking aside, I do agree with Pedro's comment. This might make for a cool ice rescue vehicle. I could really see that. Lifeline would look good in this.
It just doesn't look like a Joe vehicle to me, and I can't get past that. Like it looks like it would be cool to use with Joe's, but it doesn't. I can't see this on the shelf.
Yeah, it looks like another line for sure.
Yeah, so and I'm not even going to say that out of all the stuff, I even like the Desert guys, but I'm going to say out of this, it's not that I don't like the design. I don't like it for GI Joe, but I like the design.
I agree.
Never seen a red Chad before. That's what she said. Where's my button?
That's what she said.
There we go. A little delay.
The Bushmaster, new from Manscaped.
Oh.
This is a little more subtle, but I like it. Was this a Brazilian exclusive? Yeah. And then Jesse from JLS says, might be cool on the moon as a rover.
Yeah. Star Brigade, right?
Along with the Nomad.
Bushmaster in space?
Well, this thing fights Jason in space.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the Bushmaster should be a red rocket, shouldn't it?
And to touch on Nika Tronus there, I think that would have been a better name for the Cobra Pogo.
Mm.
The Cobra Squirt. No, the Cobra Squirt.
I have to actually, the Pogo wasn't the space version of Cobra Squirt.
No. Yeah. I mean, or could they make some sort of space trouble bubbles, and those could be the squirts. I don't know what could have been.
I like it. GeForce Racing says, someone please come up with an acronym for the Bushmaster.
Maybe Bull was the acronym, Bushmaster was the B.
Cobra Light Infantry Tank. Cobra Light Infantry Transport, also known as the
Snake Eye.
And that's what the driver would be called. The commander.
The commander.
I am the clit commander.
Little Johnny, what do you want for Christmas, Mom? I want the Cobra Clit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the symbol does
Yeah, it's got a vessel, right? It's
kinda there.
Chalice.
Yeah,
it's a
kind of
chalice.
there.
Eco Warriors Squirt Tank.
The septic
And the
squirt.
Baroness Beaver. This is terrible. Okay, we're gonna move on. Mython the Python says, you guys are killing me. My rib cracked. Who do I send the medical bill to?
Mikey.
Uncle Sam?
Cobra will take
Cobra.
care of that.
Hasbro.
Send it to Dr. Mindbender.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a custom Cobra Light infantry transport. I'm doing it.
With a pink Cobra commander.
Yep, with a pink Cobra commander. A little fro.
he's got the wolf head. The snow serpent wolf head.
Mike's GI Joe Dojo says, my daughter blurted out that Chad looks like Elmo on a stream a few weeks ago. Didn't see the resemblance at the time, but his red color isn't. Well, I was joking, and I was sitting outside in the sun all day. And then Eric says, 3 minutes to hella dope. I know what time it is. Oh, look at hooded pink Cobra Commander.
Yeah, he's hooded for sure.
Anyway, we're moving on from the Cobra Bushmaster.
On to the next.
Is this? Are you snatching the bush? Or are you passing?
I pass. I think it's good. I like the design, so I don't dislike it. I don't like it for GI Joe, so it's not for me.
I'm not a fan.
Mike's GI Joe Dojo says, I tuned in a little late. What book is this? This is actually the. Here, let me take your comment off the screen. Since I'm small, that's what she said. It's the Creating GI Joe book series by Dan Klingensmith. And in the back of every issue, there's unproduced vehicles. So there's the Cobra Wedge that we already talked about. And that every issue covers like every year, and then there's always unproduced figures or vehicles or stuff. Yeah. Is the Cobra Light Infantry Transport a recon vehicle since nobody can find it?
No, but it is stealth technology.
It's stealthy, yeah. It's very hard to find it. Michael, what do you say? Yes, no?
I'm gonna pass on this one. Not interested.
See, I'm not going to say no overall, because again, when I look at this image right here, I see the Avalanche, and in my mind, I think Avalanche with a roll cage with the Arctic Blast knobby tires. You could really have something there. So I'm gonna put a pause on that, and I'm gonna mess with this idea right here, and then maybe we'll see what it looks like. But I'm gonna say good initiative, bad judgment. Not a total no, but I gotta say that color rendering, that color study right there does not look like GI Joe whatsoever, at all.
No.
There you go, Jay.
Snake Eyes. What? Paint it black and give it to Snake Eyes.
Okay.
Would Scarlet confirm he was the Bushmaster? Probably so.
So this is going to be our last vehicle, and then we will get on out of Dodge for this first part, and we'll let Hella Dope do their thing. They know I always run a little bit over. It's just how we roll. But we will definitely do some more of these if you guys are up for it.
Armored Vehicle Transporter, eh?
Yeah. So the Armed Vehicle Transporter is influenced by the Oshkosh Transport Vehicle, or the LMTV. You can see a lot of like LMTV or Hemet designs in there. This is Greg Bernston as well. He designed the Armed Vehicle Transporter to help transport Joe vehicles into place for battle. And then on the top, you can see there's a missile rack that comes out of the flatbed. And then in the bottom version, you can see there's obviously a Mobat on top of that. So
I like the MMS console there too attached to it. That's nice.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice touch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I guess that's for, remotely firing the missiles from a safe distance, because Joe kind of cares about safety a little more than Cobra. The other writing on here says, shown are 2 layers of the presentation art piece. This piece was unique because Greg used a piece of acetate to separate both layers and show the multifunctionality of the vehicle. The top layer had a glued image of the Mobat on the trailer and desert landscape covering a control station on a sheet of acetate. When the acetate was lifted, it would reveal the transport vehicles with missiles lifted from the deck of the trailer and acted as the base design. So it was transport vehicle. It was kind of a base at the same time. Yeah. What do you guys think? I freaking love this thing.
This is really cool.
I get Masked Rhino vibes from this. And you nailed it when you said that this could be a mobile base. It looks like that. Yeah, it looks like it's multifunctional. Yeah, someone else said, how did this not get made? I would agree. This thing is
Talking about this one?
Awesome, man. Yeah. There's a couple of them. A couple of people in the chat said that. Yeah, I love this. This is great. You got the Mobat on top of it. You've already won me over. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Michael?
I like it. I like it a lot. Functional on a couple different planes. I really like it. And this is the early stuff, so it's very, very militaristic, based in reality and in color. This speaks to me for sure. I like it.
I like this comment from Aaron. Very simple, straightforward. This is world building.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Definitely. Definitely.
Everything about this vehicle, it's toyetic. It's got great functionality. It's got the ramps that drop down off the flatbed in the back. The missiles that pop up, just the small details. Yeah, the MMS command console is freaking perfect. It's got that cannon on the top, just where the spare tire is. Perfect. They freaking killed it. And to use that HEMTT or LMTV style, MTV is the classification of the vehicle. To use that base vehicle, real world applicability. But I love everything about this. It's pretty much a 998 with a HEMTT slapped on the front of it. And I love everything about this thing.
Very cool.
And I'm going to move on to the next slide because this vehicle was so close to being produced that they actually made other versions of it.
Ooh.
And they named it the Goliath. When designers believed in the concept enough, they would occasionally show a modified version of it in a line review years later. The Goliath is one such piece that Greg showcased after his presentation of the armed vehicle transporter as shown earlier in the book, which we just saw. Now he presented the transport vehicle as one that would be found in the desert and added a heavy machine gun on the rear of the truck so it had better chance of defending itself against attack from Cobra. Never released. This is from 1984. So again, like it states here, this was from even earlier. And this one was from 84. What do you guys think about the change in the missile rack? Do you like this one better?
I like it. I think it makes more sense that the top of the missile rack is part of the platform instead of another piece that opens up. That seems
as
way
opposed
more
to
legitimate.
this,
yeah,
which is right. Yeah,
right. So I mean, their new design would have probably cut costs as well because you wouldn't be having to make two doors,
and it would have held up better during playtime because you're we all know those.
You're not going to break those
vehicles
doors
that have the the hinges like that. They love to snap tabs.
Yep. And I love the three like caliber 50s on it. That's pretty cool. Now the first one looked like it had the vamp gun on the top of it, which would be cool for reusing parts. But the second iteration of it is definitely better to me. And the paint on it. I mean, that looks like a Dragon model kit. That is good.
Yeah, that is
love
that is
this.
Awesome. Even down to the wheel hubs, the way that our military vehicles have those specific kind of hubs. Yep. They freaking killed this thing. The shackles on the front, because we love our shackles in the United States military. This thing, they just nailed it.
Yep,
nailed it.
This is really, really cool, and even cooler with a mauler on the back.
Oh yeah. Jay, what do you think about this version versus the original?
The only thing I don't like about this one is the color. It looks more like a construction vehicle, but I think that's just because the color scheme. Both are fantastic. I would have been happy, very happy with any of these. And I'm one of those weird kids that I like the bridge layer. I like the stuff that wasn't just blow up everything, right? I liked.
Oh yeah, that's why I've got one sitting right here. Like, I love the toss and cross.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
So I like the construction kind of vehicles, the transporters. I like that stuff. So if someone again said in the chat, Super 7, get on this. I agree. There's so much opportunity for them. They want to capture GI Joe in a way that hasn't been done in a long, long time. There's a whole book here full of this stuff. It's perfect.
In the 14th volume that Dan's working on now, which is going to be as of right now, it's going to be the final book in his series. The 14th volume is nothing but unproduced material.
Cool.
100% cover to cover.
So cool.
Which, like, that speaks to me all day, every day, because I love the stuff that we do have, and I like to see original. Oh, this is what the Havoc originally looked like, or whatever. But all the stuff that we could have got, that we never got, that we still could get, like you just said, Jay, that's the stuff that sparks my imagination and my creativity as a customizer. Like, I eat this stuff up all day long, and it kind of hits me in the wallet, because then I see a vehicle and I'm like, oh, that's a cross between this one and that one, and then I go get extras of those vehicles, like I'm gonna kit bash them, and then I haven't gotten around to them. Yeah. Matt Noon says there's an RC vehicle on YouTube that looks just like this. They drove a tank onto the trailer and drove away.
That's awesome.
Matt, if you've got me on Instagram, could you send me a link to that video by chance? Actually, because I'd like to do something with that if I could find that vehicle. Look, Rondo says, gonna need this in classified, all make room. Could you imagine how big that would be? That's what she said.
Be the size of a flag. Everything would be huge.
Yeah. Again, that's what she said.
Yes.
Suka says that you need to make this, Mikey.
No, vehicles is all Chad.
Yeah. So we all have what's called lanes, and we generally tend to stay in our lanes. So if we need figures, aside from just like a generic kit bash, like say like my Cyborg Ninja or Solid Snake, we go to this guy. If you need vehicles or play sets, see this fucking face? Yeah.
You see a vehicle or play set, you see this fucking face.
I don't know. You guys got anything else for this?
Nothing but love, baby. Nothing but love.
Dargoon nailed it. I want it. I want it too.
I want it now.
Here you go, Jay. This speaks to you right here from Jeff Butler.
There was the Mask Goliath. That was a vehicle carrying had missiles and front of that. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like the idea of vehicles being driving into the battlefield and also being multifunctional, being like a little outpost base too. I love that stuff. So
yeah, agreed.
Jay, I got it. This version of the Goliath with the flat topped missile rack, okay, and these three. That looks like a Crows. So like we'll say 3 Crows mounted caliber 50s in this color, and then you put the Coastal Defender on the back. Huh?
This thing?
Yeah, man. No, not this. I'm sorry. I went
the wrong direction. Then it's not going to be able to carry the Mobat. We need the Mobat on there.
Yeah, but the Coastal Defender's like your little command post, and you
love
the Coastal Defender.
That dumb box.
Well, the Coastal Defender's towable, right? You could put it on the second hitch.
So we're just going to tow everything.
They're all
towable.
It's just going to be a train.
You have the Goliath. You have the Goliath with a Mauler on top of it, towing a Coastal Defender, towing a Mobat, towing a Vamp,
towing an MMS.
Towing a Vamp Mark II, towing the freaking Patriot and the Desert Force.
Autobots roll out.
Roll out.
You're gonna have to start in 4th gear here. Let's go.
Desert Force Goliath.
Night Force Goliath.
Ooh.
Night
this thing all black or
gray. Who are you sneaking up on with this thing?
Yeah, you're not sneaking up on shit in this. So loud.
God,
Look at the football field coming at us.
God, no.
So in my weapons company, because we were a Delta company, which is a heavy weapons infantry, because we sort of kind of go back to the lineage of armor. So we name all of our vehicles. You know, you think like tanks, like Fury, et cetera, et cetera. So we name our vehicles. We put the names of our vehicles on them. And I know I've said it before that my vehicle, no matter where I was, if I was stateside or Oconus or whatever operating theater I was in, I always named my truck Destro. It didn't matter what it was. If it was a Humvee, if it was a, Matt V, whatever, always Destro. Our LMTV, which is, this is based on the MTV frame, was always called Dolores because she was big, fat, and slow. And so it was always Dolores. But yeah, you're not going to sneak up on shit in one of these. you hear them coming from miles away. But
Yeah.
this is a really good comment. This screams GI Joe to me. Future forward without hover vehicles, a very real. It could be a thing.
I totally agree.
Agreed. I like the thunderclap kind of, but this would have been so much better. I like the thunderclap because it is real world, mostly. 1/3 of it. 1/3 of it.
The giant gun is a little much, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's based on a real world application that was designed to shoot nuclear warheads at long ranges. So, yeah. And then Jay says M25 tank transporter is what this reminds me of. Yeah, kind of. Here you go, Mikey. Read that.
The Toss and Cross, the Bushmaster's favorite vehicle.
Oh, and then I guess going back to when we were talking about playsets, Mython says playsets so good people rip them off. Whereas I appreciate that, I made that video so people would make that freaking playset.
Yeah, the whole thing was a tutorial.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
thick with like 9 C's on it.
Yeah.
Thick. What about a Python Patrol Goliath, Jay?
No.
No.
No more Python Patrol. No more.
0 stars out of 5 would not buy.
It's better than Tiger Force, but still, I mean, I
It
just
is better
don't.
than
I don't dig that stuff. That's like my big boa is like Tiger Force.
Yeah, and then Nicotrona says they could totally tow the broadcast energy transmitter with this thing. Yeah,
That would be cool.
It was on tracks.
it might be a tight squeeze.
That's what she said.
Anyway, Dargoon says, by the way, Chad, I really liked your version of the Cobra Missile Command headquarters. In fact, I think it's even better than the cardboard. Well, I appreciate that.
I agree. It is better than the cardboard version.
And then Mython said, I mean, in the matter of not giving you credit and selling it on eBay. Yeah, there was that. Anyway, whatever. I can't control that.
Yeah, you can't give credit to what you don't even see. You never know.
True.
I'm sure I've ripped off an idea that I didn't know existed. It's the price you pay customizing. I mean, you're not the only one doing it. You know, it happens.
So out of the 8 that we saw today, we saying that we got 7 wins and a miss?
I think they're all winners. I just don't think this is a GI Joe vehicle. So I like this. I just don't like it for Joe. So I think they're all great.
This pains me to say, but the Bushmaster just gets a participation trophy.
Didn't I'm not even gonna. Anyway, again, this is a yes, but kind of I would change a couple of the team members.
It's a C tier.
Agreed.
Yeah, this would be C tier for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need 2 of the heavy weapons guys. I understand they used an existing sci-fi version, but I kind of would have been a little more jazzed if it was version 1 sci-fi repainted, but they weren't making that mold anymore. And it needed Dusty. Definitely.
Also, I'd like to see some unifying elements amongst the team, not everybody having their own thing going.
Right. Yeah. Night Force, Tiger Force, Python Patrol, like they had similar colors and schemes. And again, like you said, unifying elements. These guys don't. They just don't
Not
have
even not even the pattern is the same on any of them. I mean, each one has a completely unique look, colors, everything. It's very unusual.
Yeah. If they had unifying elements and maybe a different member or 2, totally be behind it. This thing, again, this design right here, that avalanche looking vehicle, I could probably get behind that. But the 6 wheels doesn't work for me, and
yeah, that's bad.
The road racer kind of feel I agree, Jay. I don't like that for GI Joe at all. Even though it's Cobra, like it just doesn't fit. But this thing's a freaking winner. That's why I put this bad boy at the end.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right. So we're gonna say 6 yeses, 2 maybes, one maybe, one not Joe.
Sounds fair.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair. The desert team, the idea supersedes the figures. So I think
Yes.
that's a winner to me. But
Rob Vegas
the
says they
idea,
should have
but
made a.
not the execution.
Sorry, go ahead, Mikey.
That was it. Let's just go ahead.
Rob Vegas says they should have made a Crown Victoria police car for Law and Order to cruise around in. Yeah.
Oh,
Tight squeeze, not for the Bushmaster.
If you're a Bushmaster, you got to adapt to your environment, man. You know, it is what it is.
Dargoon says the only one. Pardon me. I'm still choking from earlier. The only one I don't like is
That's
the
what
Desert
she
Force
said.
Troop. Yeah, that's
Go
what
on.
Yeah.
Go on with the chlorophyll.
yeah, Raw Talk Real Deal says 8 wins. Aaron says I like the wedge the most. And then Jeff Butler says shave your money on the Bushmaster.
oh gosh.
Nicotrona says if Bushmaster was blue, it might feel more Cobra. Agreed.
Mm.
Yeah, probably.
God. Oh,
Well, I can't say you're wrong.
that's
Next
it.
time, I think I'm going to be a little more choosy.
We're throwing in the towel. That's it.
Yeah.
Just run them by me, and I'll tell you how much I giggle on each of the titles, and then you
Yeah.
can just judge it based on
Right.
that.
And then Mython says the Nomad was dope. Pedro says Bushmaster's going under the Goliath. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Are we good? I think we're good on these.
Always
Yeah,
good,
we're
buddy.
good.
Always
So good.
Super
So
fun.
good.
That was fun. Jay, what do you got coming up?
Doing videos for the next few days. Back at streaming Wednesday through Sunday at 10 a.m. guys. I'd love to see some of you over on my channel. I do toys and video games, and sometimes we do music stuff for fun. We just have fun. Yeah, come on over. Jay Bartlett. That's my channel. It's just my name. I don't have any cool name. Sorry. It's just me. There you go.
Stadium J? Dolly
No.
J?
No, just
No?
Jay
Bushmaster J.
Bushmaster J, that's it.
Bartlett. No,
It's got a good ring to it. You have to admit that does actually sound like a pretty good name.
Stadium J, the Bushmaster.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to change that now, actually. Just
Do it.
Everything.
You know what's
Everything's
funny?
changed.
I mean, everybody knows who we are, but I didn't.
Bushmaster jokes.
Boop.
Oh, that's my name.
There you go.
You're still a rock god. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't change it.
Lasted all weekend.
I'm always a rock god. What's up? Yeah. Dargoon says the Goliath takes the #1 spot for me. And then James Lucas says, from the shadows comes the Cobra Light Infantry Transport.
Coming fast and hard. You better be ready for it.
Bushmaster needs Pathfinder to cut through the foliage. This is never going to end. It's going to be like Cocaine Bear. It's just going to
This
go
is gonna
on
last
and on
this-
and on and on. And how Jay hates the 86 Viper and on and on.
That was
It's-
what the Shockwave episode we did, where it was Shockwave in the forest. Yeah,
So
yeah.
funny. This is so good.
Yeah.
Michael,
Keep getting better.
what do you got coming up? What's going on? What's new? What's happening?
Still working on Paint Masters. Then I've got a list of 13 commissions I got to work on. There's going to be some weird stuff in there. I'm going to try to record as much of it as possible, and down the road get some videos. And if I get some free time, I'm going to start working on stuff to bring to DFW in my free time. And Bear 11 Charlie's got some heads for me to paint too, so I'll get those going. Yeah,
It was
there's a lot
It
of
was for
a lot
him
of
that
work
you
to
did
be
the
done.
Snake Plissken, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Gorgeous.
Snake
man.
Billy and the two Snake Eyes.
Yeah, you killed it.
He's got some other cool heads. I'm excited to paint.
Yeah, we really hope that everybody enjoyed talking about unproduced Joe stuff, and we'll definitely do it some more. GeForce Racing says I need to see if I can find a vehicle called the Shocker.
There you go.
You got it. Can't do it. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry I was gone for a week, but you two know what was going on. So I mean, things are what they are. So family always comes first. But
Sir.
I'm glad we finally got to this, and we will definitely do another one soon. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Let's do it.
Know it.
Well,
how about Wednesday's show? You wanna talk about that a little for a minute?
Oh yeah, Wednesday. Thank you for reminding me about that. So anybody who doesn't know,
actually,
Wednesday, I have finally landed Mark Bellomo. So people are already hammering me with ask him if he's going to do a 4th edition, and people said, oh well, he should do another edition with foreign figures. And I'm like, you know what, I will ask. So anybody who's hanging out here with us tonight, please show up on Wednesday, because Mark Bellomo has not done anything on screen in almost 2 years.
Woo.
And yeah, so I'll say it right now for everybody to hear it. I pinged this guy at least every 2 months over the past year. Like, and he was all for it. He's just busy. But I was like, hey, like, when's a good time? Would this be a good time? No, later. Okay, cool. Right? And I wouldn't keep hounding him. I would just re-engage. And so finally the other day, out of nowhere, he was like, okay, let's do it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Mark Bellomo is going to be on Wednesday's show.
Awesome.
So tune in and bring your questions, people.
Yeah, bring your questions for Mark Bellomo, because it's going to be a blast.
Chad's going to be like a little schoolgirl. He's not going to remember those questions.
No.
He's just going to be like,
no, man, come on. I don't do that. Get out of here.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
You'd be like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to get out of here, and we will definitely re-engage a part 2 of unreleased GI Joe toys. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out.
Yes,
for your
thank
awesome
you.
support. Jay, you're going to sign us out.
Yeah, I want to thank all you guys. This has been great, and I want to be on part 2 of these, because this is an absolutely super fun time.
You have to be now. You're locked in.
That's good. That's good. I love looking at that stuff, and I've seen a few of those, but not a lot of them. So yeah, you guys have yourselves a great weekend, and make sure you come back on Wednesday to see Chad and Master Bellomo. Okay, we're out of here. Got to get tough. Yo, Joe.
Go watch Hella Dope.